everybody is on camera. No, I'm kidding. So pre-session talk. As you guys already know, I like to lurk. It's a good way to start it, right? So I noticed that nobody got rid of it. It's likely because it was too late or whatever. Nobody got rid of their items from what you guys sold. So don't forget to clock out your items that you guys have already sold, and don't forget that the gold has been dispersed and the tickets for the orders, because you guys lose those tickets, you lose the items. Wouldn't want that. As well as a couple of items from the Arcane Eye when you guys went there, some of the Black Veil items. Those should be gone too, as Olaf was very thorough and nobody opted to sleight of hand out of it. Yeah, again, just wrapping that up. Also, next point of interest, backstory items. Now, in the words of a great, backstory items are an invitation for the DM to play. It does not mean necessarily that I have to, or that I will use what you've got in that space. The reason why I say that is that I see it as I can use what you give me, and I generally will, but most likely I will be putting on a twist to it, as some of you have found out throughout this campaign. Partly for a metagaming standpoint, and partly because your players or your character's perspective is probably different to the reality of whatever situation and whatever drama that I have put into said backstory, like world building thing. So if it's not what you think it is, I apologize for the miscommunication and the inconvenience, but it is what it is in the world, and I hope that your characters would adapt and try to be the change that they want to see in their backstories. So the very last thing is, don't forget to communicate. I always encourage it outside of the session as well as inside of the session. And I know that, like, with all things, communication is a hard thing to keep up, right? Because we're all super busy outside of work, or I mean outside of this work, D&D. But I like to pretend that you guys can't read my facial expressions, that you guys don't know what I'm thinking or saying or feeling. So if something bothers me, I will generally speak up about it. I will invite you to do the same, because we can't hear your inner monologue since you're the main character of your own show. I won't, I will encourage 100% bringing something up as it happens at the table. And when that happens, and it is like a moment where something is actually bothering people, I won't tolerate any belittling of somebody if they bring up an issue that they're actually, like, very seriously having. As I've pointed out before, when people are having issues with certain things, I've made it an actual, like, thing to talk about. I'd rather work it out on the spot while it's fresh on everyone's screen than to wait until these pre-session talks where everyone feels like I'm monologuing at them and they tune me out. You know what I mean? So, that being the case, that's all I have. Does anybody have anything else that they wanted to add to it? All right, no takesies, backsies.
No. All I was going to say was that it's important that if you don't want to play, then you don't have to.
See? My thoughts exactly. If he ever watches the VOD, he'll get the joke. But again, yeah, I just that is still a sentiment, because boy oh boy, that KD ratio right there is starting to look a little low. But that being said, those of us that are here, let's go over our goals, shall we? So let's start with Deucey. What is your goal? I didn't
really get any of my goals last time.
Womp womp. Were there any that you wanted to make an argument for? Did we went over goals last week, right?
We went over it. We went over it.
Okay. So, You got any new ones, or are you going to keep them the same for now?
I'm keeping the same.
Sick. All right. Yeshua. You are mute.
I'm going to add the goal. I will aid the... Because I have it as I will heal those who need it, whether my party or others, and I have help around the town.
Right.
Last session, I didn't have a second short-term goal. It was just the first and third.
Session goal or short-term?
Session goal.
Okay.
I think for a second session goal, it should be I will help I will help navigate the party around town. Just because it seems like we're going to be here for a little bit more. So
Right. All right, that works for me. Dan? Oh man. You're muted.
I got give gift done and fix Keksi in session. I didn't get any short-term or long-term goals done. But my new ones, I still have cook/obtain cooking ingredients. And then new goal, get more adventuring gear. And then I don't know if this one's a kind of a weird one. Decide with group our next direction. Is that one good? Or I've got two other ones, which is Nat 20 or Explore Koran. Those are both pretty easy, but you have to do something.
Honestly, I think figuring out your guys' next direction is probably the way to go, because you guys do have at least one offer that is smacking you guys right in the forehead.
Yeah, we got like 23 more hours to decide, so...
Yeah, pretty much.
Get it there.
Right.
Okay, then that's what I got.
All right, and then Keksi, what you got, muchacho?
Session goals. I want to discuss with the party what I witnessed while I was dead. I want to read my battle tome. I did update some short-term goals because I'm keeping the one where I want to meet back up with Aurelian, because I'm supposed to meet with him where the glades meet the
sky.
The sky. I knew that. So short-term goal is that, and also attempt to communicate with General Gaeta. I had that originally as a session goal, but it seems that it has not been a session goal. So I moved it to short-term.
All right. That sounds good.
That's all I have.
Okay.
Also, I just saw that I did complete one. I completed my short-term goal. That's why I didn't notice
Which
it.
was what?
So I need a new short-term. My first short-term goal was to meet another Silver Templar.
Right.
I need a new one, but as soon as I started putting in a new one, my D&D crashed, and like it's not loading.
Ooh. Well,
Like
I
it
hope...
said, you want to wait for your page? You want to wait for your page? I was like, wait. I was like, fine, fuck it. Click the X. No, it's not loading at all.
Well, I hope that gets itself fixed. All right. Hey, question. Would
But
you...
maybe my new short-term goal would be like, complete a quest.
Should be fine.
I changed my old my old short-term goal of I will find a use for all of the people in the party to I will find a hint for where my old friends might be.
I mean, short-term, what do we decide? That's like a couple sessions.
It's like right around 3 sessions.
Yeah.
That seems about right for like completing a quest, right?
Yeah. You guys haven't ran into any you guys have just doing a little bit of bookkeeping. You guys have 2 hooks for side quests. I'm just it's no problem outright calling them side quests, the gnomes and the dwarves, but the entire group only knows about the dwarves for now. And then the main quest you guys are on. Now, you haven't ran into any job boards yet or anything like that. Maybe they're there. Maybe they're not. So, if you want to say complete a quest, by all means, go for tits. That works for me. And then, Josh, you said that you wanted to find out about your previous party? Or get the first clue? Is that what you're looking for?
I will find a hint for where my old friends might be. More or less, just find a hint of what might have happened to them.
Right. It's the chach. Okay. That. I was going to ask you, Abit. Would you rather switch to push to talk versus having to mute your mic and unmute your mic? So you can set a button to every time you hit that button, it activates your mic. And then when you're not hitting that button, kind of like what Kyle does. Like you can set it to like the numlock key or whatever. You hold that. Yeah. Okay. Just making sure. I didn't know if you wanted to. All right. Cool. So that being done with that, that's the goals. I suppose that means we should probably remember what we were doing last week, right? Here's a daunting task. So, while Kaioken and the party were traveling to find a cure for Keksi's condition, Deus went to look for the wandering Brenna. Brenna said his farewells to Deus, having realized he was exceptional compared to the other Cyclopes around town. With the startup money that Deus had given him, he was able to quickly find a job, a place to live, and some clothes. Keksi, trapped within her own mind, was tortured by a Black Veil member as part of her curse. She was saved by a version of Therai and brought to a place of rest. Kaioken, Therai, and Xixis found themselves in the presence of Grimtooth, a once and powerful enemy of Kaioken from his own begotten time. Grimtooth, however, reveled in the company. Jesus, English. Realizing that he had the upper hand and had some dangerous work for Kaioken and the company. Grimtooth had performed the remove curse ritual to heal Keksi at the cost of some of the party's life force. Regrouping to consider Grimtooth's offer, they were approached by Deus's longtime friend, Templar Quinn. He told Deus that he was sent to retrieve him as they were readying for the coming war in the Fae on the side of Autumn. Deus subtly cast a spell to make it look like Quinn had done it to himself, and after a brief scuffle, Quinn escaped and the guards came, led by Investigator Presence, who grilled the party and told them not to leave the town for a follow-up. The group wanted to sell off some of their goods, so Therai led them to the Iron Golem smith shop. There they haggled, commissioned, and sold items before Deus left, followed by Kaioken. Well, I was gonna cut to Deus and Kaioken, but instead, we're gonna cut to the three that stayed behind.
I completely wiped my web and brought it back up. I got it back up now.
All right, good. So, Keksi, Therai, and Xixis are all standing around the cart that previously had a boatload of items, now only has a bunch of items. And the two of you would hear a somewhat familiar voice. As you hear, this fucking slave of mine, I will make him rue the day that he ever messed with me.
Oh, hi, Absalon.
Oh, hello, Keksi. How are you?
Back. Why is Absalon?
As he is heavily breathing. You know,
It sounds as though you have gone through a great deal of exercise, Absalon.
the back and forth with this Xixis is incredibly tiring. You see, when I created him as a... one sec. I created him as a slave. You see, somebody who would listen to my commands and not do whatever the fuck he wanted. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go back to Grimtooth and I have to beg him to get me out of this body and you can have the trash that is left behind. Please. And he kind of does like a tip of the hat to you guys. And he goes, if I am successful, then Xixis will return without me. If I am not, then I will return, hopefully without Xixis, because he is kind of becoming a pain in my ass. So.
Well, hold on. I mean, like, is anyone else allowed to go with you? Because I might have some questions for Grim.
If you would like to, you can accompany me, but it is quite late.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, no, never mind.
Yeah, it's looking at the big clock tower. It does say that it's just past midnight at this point.
Yeah. I forgot what time it was. No, that's fine. Never mind.
Because, well, it shouldn't be actually. It should only be like what, like 9 or 10? Never mind, not past midnight.
It was getting dusk.
It was about 7:30 when you guys left,
Timekeeper?
right?
Yeah. Well, no. When we got to the shop, it was.
Hold on. What say you, timekeeper?
You It did. So when we went, so I was confused with. It seemed like time had gone by faster while we were in that conversation. But I did write here 7:30, 8 o'clock. We come out of Arcane Eye. But
You're all
Perfect.
thirsty. You're all thirsty and hungry.
And
No.
so about everything that had gone past with the walking up to the Iron Golem, the little short aside conversation with Kaioken and Therai, then your guys' haggling, the choosing of stuff, the big huddle that you guys had, we could say that took right around 2 hours or so, give or take. And then all of that dealing's complete, and the party standing at the front of the big open shop area as Deus and Kaioken leave. We'll call that, what, 9:30? Sounds about right?
Okay. Sure.
All right. So looking up, it looks like it's 9:30, and Absalon goes, well, I do suppose that for the rest of you it would be getting kind of late, although I don't need to eat or sleep or drink any water or even breathe. So, for me, I can literally just stay up forever and be A-okay. But, if you would like to, I don't know if they will give you room and board there, but you could try.
No, I don't want to bother him with too much. He's already.
It's already kind of saved you from whatever's at us.
Yeah, I don't
Right. Okay, well.
Visiting a debtor is never a good idea when you are still in debt.
True. So,
perhaps a drink to pass the evening would be better for us.
in case I do have to come back, you will be going to a dockside hovel? Is that what I heard you say? You called it the dockside hovel poor people place, right?
Yes, you can think of it as that.
Oh, perfect. I will not be going there. Instead, I will be going to whatever inn is up here, because this place is nice. And I don't like to sleep in the slums. And he goes, everybody else, have a good night. And he tips a hat that isn't there. He goes, have a good night. And he begins to proceed back down towards the Arcane Eye HQ. And you, as he leaves, you see him pull out this shiny diamond and put it back in his pocket, and he is gone.
Oh boy.
Also, did he give Keksi the spiked chainmail last session?
I remember we talked about it.
I don't
but
remember anybody handing that off.
Yeah, I remember like we talked about it out of session, I think, or like right.
I did say that like when you were unconscious to like, hey, let's see if she wants that when she wakes up, but I don't know.
Yeah, but we didn't really.
Okay, so you don't have that, but maybe later. So as he leaves off, Keksi and Therai, you two are left holding the bag. Deus walked off, saying that he would meet you guys wherever Dockside Community House was going to be, and Kaioken decided to follow him. The others of you were staying behind, or at least you were staying by the cart. What do you guys want to do? You guys want to start making your way towards Dockside Community House to get a bowl of gruel and a hot cot?
What he said is true. It is not for everyone. I stay there because that is where my healing is most needed. But I understand creatures that need to sleep do not wish to do so where everyone else is. Perhaps finding an inn might be better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind going to an inn or whatever. It just kind of depends on. Yeah, I got money still. Yeah, we're good. I
We still have quite a bit. Wait, do we have the gold or?
Remember, he hit the bag on the counter, and you said with your tail that you reactionarily grabbed it and swiped it. So you have 195 gold on top of whatever else you have. So I think that puts you at 204 in total, is what Therai is holding on to, because you had 9.
Yeah, and I have like my own, so I can always prepay for room.
All I need to do is find some basic supplies for setting up camp. After that, we could try to go find a place that is comfortable to sleep instead of.
Why do you need stuff to set up camp if we're gonna go to an inn?
Because I gave mine to the god. Oh, you were knocked out then. There is a bartering system to get into Quran.
Oh.
One which our mutual friends decided not to parlay in. So right now I have my hammer, myself, and my staff, and that is it.
Oh.
And 9 gold. So I do need to get some basics.
You actually have more than that now, as I point to the bag.
Well, yes, now, and he'll take the bag from his tail and like bring it out. Now, we are the treasury.
It's clear that I'm being very sarcastic with Therai, just kind of poking buttons and stuff.
You know, I feel like we could buy enough rounds for the entire town, and I would feel quite comfortable with that. Perhaps the rest of the party might not.
Yeah, no, I think we should keep it to a minimum.
Let's go to a general store, and if we find any inns on the way, that might be a good place to look for rest.
Yeah. I'll follow as he leads, because I don't know the city.
What would be like? Yeah, Therai would be going towards what he would know as the biggest general store, like the place that just sells.
All right, so this is called.
Is it called Barters or Russ?
Well, actually, it's actually called Big New Texas. That's weird. I don't know why that's.
Oh, God.
Hold on, let me go to the shop list.
Well, howdy there, folks. We just got some EMP grenades in too. It's
a
mighty
whole
fancy
belt
we
loop
got
of them. All right, let me see this here real quick.
We also got this fancy
Kaioken
space battle cruiser.
Okay. That's that.
All right, let's see here. We're looking for the biggest general shop around, the most rootinest tootinest. Let's see. Actually, your best bet is probably going to be Hammer and Clang. Since they are the only thing that is considered a general shop, they are going to have all of your mundane equipment needs. Like in mass, like the only place that's going to give you like all of the, not all, but like most by a pretty huge majority of the things that you'll need. So you guys gonna make your way there?
Got it. Yeah.
So Hammer and Clang, if we bring ourselves to the map of Karan, Hammer and Clang is going to be in the central, so the eastern side of what you call the Upper Crust District. It'll be right near the clock tower. So it'll probably take you about another half hour to get there, give or take, on foot. Okay. Weaving through the nighttime traffic and everything like that. It'll, matter of fact, never mind. We'll just leave it at that. Or will we? Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. All right, cool. So, you guys begin to make your way to Hammer and Clang. All right. So,
I'm keeping a close eye on my my shadow.
Yes. Your shadow is not doing anything out of the norm right now, but as you look back at it, you would notice that it is wielding 2 battle axes. So as you're walking, it's doing the same motions, but it's got these battle axes out where you do not. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna pull away from you guys. Now, I do have a question. We're gonna be cutting to Kaioken and Deus. Kaioken, you said that you were gonna follow Deus. Are you going to make it obvious that you're following him, or are you going to take it back a step and just try to follow him? Gotcha.
Just see that he doesn't get mugged or does anything crazy.
All right.
But not trying to interfere with whatever he's doing.
So,
nor eavesdrop.
In that case, Deus, question. What is your passive perception? I assume it's pretty high. It's what,
passive
17?
Perception's 11.
11, never mind. All right, so go ahead, Kaioken, make me a stealth check. And
15.
beat an 11. Okay, so Deus, you are unaware that Kaioken is he's keeping back as you are going to your own going to do your own business, and you're going to head back to the church. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, to the church I came from before.
Gotcha. Okay, so it'll take you, you'll end up passing right back by the Four Talons and the Sons of the Axe. End up making your way back down south as you curve around the Karen main road, and you'll be taking that right to go on the offshoot, a couple of blocks down. You make your way there. Kaioken, you'll see that as this is happening. Ooh, actually, wait, Deus, roll me 2d6. Or no, sorry, d100. Wrong. d100. All right. So, let's see. Deus, nothing in particular is really there's nothing really going on. You are in the middle of kind of actually a hustle and bustle area as you're going back through the food court area. Not food court, but it's where all of these shops are set up that have all of their different foods and shit. Give me one more, or give me a perception check. As you're passing through where there's again, at this point it's evening time, so there's not a lot of barkers and criers out there doing stuff. Okay, with that, you're always generally aware of your surroundings, right? Generally, you like to know when people are coming and going. Whenever there's a quick step, you're kind of always trying to be battle ready, right? As you're making your way through, the food area where all these smells and all these different stalls are set up, you would, out of the corner of your eye, you would see Quinn standing in an offset alleyway back, kind of hanging out in the shadows a little bit. Are you going to pass him up, or are you going to stop and talk to him?
Okay, so I see him. Does he see me?
Yes, but roll me an insight check to see if you can tell whether or not he knows you're looking, because you do have the eye wraps around you and everything like that. So it would be more whether or not he recognizes the turn of your head. You don't know if he knows you're there or not. Or you don't know if he knows that you know what I mean? He is watching you, and you can't tell whether or not he knows that you recognize that he's there. As you pass, are you going to continue going towards the church, or are you going to, in fact, stop and approach? Again, so you're walking down a main drag. There's food carts every once in a while. It's pretty busy along this road because everybody goes to where the food's at. And you can just, at a glance, you can just notice that he is off in in a slightly empty alleyway as you pass by. You can either, approach him or whatever you want to do. What do you want to do?
Fuck. He would turn his head to see Quinn. So it's facing Quinn.
Right.
Kind of stop. And then point his head at where he's heading.
Okay, so give him
and then keep going.
Okay. Kaioken. You would see Deus stop and turn his head to look down an alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would see him continue to go. I can only assume that if you're staying back enough for him to not notice you, that you're not seeing that slight head nod. You know what I mean? Especially with there's people crossing by. It's not like Bruce Almighty. Everyone's out of your way, and you know what I mean.
Right.
But you likely wouldn't notice him signaling, because he's not Kimmy. You know what I mean? He's not doing that.
Could I insight to see if he's signaling to me?
No, I don't think you would notice a signal. I think you would see him stop and look over and then continue to walk. Is what I'm saying,
So
because
he just has a weird head twitch. Okay.
Well, he stops moving. All right.
Right.
Sure. If you like, that's because it doesn't look really suspicious for him to like stop, especially if it's like there's people crossing in front of you guys as you guys are going. It's like you're at the train station scene in fucking Bourne Ultimatum. You know what I mean? Like people going everywhere. You have to kind of pause sometimes, and so I'm more
confused with what Kyle was referring the head nod to. Like, does he think?
I didn't head nod.
It wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't. You don't see it. That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't, so that way you know your prompt is you don't see. You see him stop and look over to the side and then continue to go.
Yeah. But I'm just still trailing him. I don't care.
Perfect. So he continues. What?
I can't find my prayers. I'm kind of freaking out.
Well, I hope you find them. We all need your prayers and your thoughts. So you end up making your way, and Kaioken, as you're following Deus, you would notice that he turns off a nearly empty street as he approaches what Deus knows is where the community church is that he went to. Are you going to pursue him down that street? Like, even staying at a safer distance, it's going to be a lot more noticeable that you're behind him.
From my perspective, does it look like it's a dead end? Like
you would see the road. You would see the road end. It's not like an alleyway. What it ends up being is like a small collection of like. Think of like what you see in all the movies that like Brooklyn looks like, where it's like a bunch of like mashed together houses and like buildings and shit that are pretty close together. As you see them turn down, there's just less people that are down this road, so it will be more obvious that you're following him, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he will see you immediately.
No, I'll just post up at if I could see which place he's going into.
Yep.
Then if. Could I discern that it is a place of worship?
Oh yeah. I mean, think like 16th century Gothic church, but on a small scale. It's not like this massive cathedral. It looks like one shrunk down.
Okay, then I'll just stay inside of that place and just wait.
Okay.
On the side.
Make me a perception check, just for giggle shits.
17.
Okay. So. Deus makes his way in. Deus, there's that same little waist height gate. You open it up and you go to walk in. You go inside of said building. Inside, you would see that the friar is not here, but the kind of what we would know as like a Catholic priest type and the monk are still here. What do you want to do?
Are there any like I don't know, I guess confessional looking things?
Not necessarily.
Not sure how religion works here.
Well, and in this place, like he was saying, there's a collection of like basically there's religious freedom.
Gods.
There's religious freedom here, but they don't have anything really other than one dais. I kept calling it a dais last time because of your name, but it's a dais. There's one dais, and they were like, you're free to pray to whoever you want, but there's no real like, there's no confessional booths or anything like that. There's just a bunch of pews. There's a couple of people like sitting and praying silently, and then
you sit in the pew.
Okay, so you go to sit down in the pew. And then do you say any of your prayers while you're here?
So he would like kind of pop his head down and start saying like just some kind of voiceless prayers right now. And like he keeps trying to say his old prayers, but he doesn't finish them. So like kind of his old saying prayers, like he kind of like everyone's kind of heard him praying before. So he goes into those, but he can't finish them. So he starts like removing saying from the prayers, and mainly he starts trying to, he starts like brainstorming that. Like if Sanin isn't the one giving us these things, how are we getting these things? And then that leads him to like, why do we deserve these things? He's just kind of like euphoric right now.
Gotcha.
And sad. He's trying to justify himself because one of his oldest friends is like not listening to him, and so it's kind of made him doubt what he knows because he saw.
Right.
He saw the truth, but he was told, that he's a non-believer, blah blah blah. So yeah, he's trying to self-assure himself.
All right.
And calm down and like try to think, I gotta come at this rationally.
Okay.
Because if it was me and I was Quinn, I'd probably be doing the same thing.
Well, yeah.
He doesn't know.
I mean, you guys have been indoctrinated since you were children. It makes sense that you would be now having this personal struggle with what you know is the truth versus what you've been taught was the truth, literally like 3/4 of your life. Cool. All right. Well, in that case, Kaioken,
Yes.
you're posted up. You get your fedora down, your cigars out. You're kind of like you're trying to be nonchalant and you're trying to like case the place and see what's up. And you would notice the glint of metal at the top of this structure. And as you look up, you would see a form kind of silhouetted by this broken moon that is now becoming like the majority of the night, right? You've gone from pre-dusk to now you're in dusk. The moon is coming up and the stars are coming out. So you're seeing this silhouette, you see the glint reflection of whatever armor is being worn, and you see this form kind of duck down behind the steeple, if you will, that is at the front of this. Was there anything in particular that you wanted to do?
Seeing that would be kind of alarming, because I don't think that Deus would have been able to get up there that fast and do that. And I'm assuming it's like silverish armor. Maybe I could have the glint would,
it would be super shiny, right? Like the whole purpose of, not that Kaioken knows this, but the whole purpose of their armor being that shiny is to reflect like the moon like vibe. So they basically wear mostly parade armor.
Okay.
That's what their plate is. So it would be incredibly reflective. Yeah.
Yeah. I will move closer to the building, like, and then just stand right outside the door at that point, just trying to listening in to see if there's any sort of clangs and bangs.
Yeah. All right. Make me one more perception check then, please.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
12.
So, as we cut into the church, Deus, you become aware of a presence. To your right. You don't know the moment when they got there, but you are aware of a person sitting next to you. And you hear in your mind, "My lost little lamb. How fortuitous. You know, I must say, Deus, I was heartbroken at first when you threw down my cloak. But as all shepherds understand, some sheep, they just need coaxing, and trying to force them into the pen only makes them want to break out more, as Gerald has apparated to your right. And you know this is not... You can feel his body like weight on the pew next to you. You can feel his presence. You would know undoubtedly this is the same feeling as if he was physically here. And he goes, how's your...
He stops spraying.
Yeah. He in your mind again. He's he's not talking out loud, and you kind of like, at the very least, like peek over, turn your head slightly to where you can kind of see his head in your peripheral. He is turned and staring right at you with those big Cheshire cat-like eyes, and you can see inside of them because it is darker in here right now. Since it is nighttime, you can see the nebulae inside. And it is as if you were staring at a completely, like, at a sky with no light pollution. And he goes, how is your sleep these days?
I'd tell you if I experience more.
Right.
I don't suppose that's your doing, is it?
Well, as all parents know, the rearing of a child.
If he looked at him, he definitely doesn't keep looking at him.
Right, yeah.
And then instantly look back down.
Of course. He goes, as you know, the rearing of a child, sometimes you must firm your hand in order for them to understand the boundaries of the relationship. You agreed. Now, you want out. Unfortunately, it is not as easy for this sort of a pact.
So there is a way.
So with that, we're going to cut to Therai and Keksi. You guys are headed over to Hammer and Clang.
La.
No.
Completely different mood.
Yeah. So,
yeah, no, these kebabs are really good. Yeah,
Therai, you're the one leading this walk. You guys both have the carriage, right? So you guys are both on the reins of one of these horses. You're walking them down this road. Therai, go ahead and roll me a D100.
Uh-oh. I swear to God, Josh. This is the only time that you can have a shitty roll.
I mean, it's middle of the road.
As you guys are walking towards where you know this place to be, Therai, you would see, standing on a crate, you would see a gnome. This gnome looks like your stereotypical garden gnome. He's got a red pointy hat, little white beard, little blue robes that come down, and he's going, calling all adventurers. You want to go to the moon? We can go to the moon. We're ready, and we're willing to send you there today. All you have to do is sign up, and he has a pamphlet. And as you guys are walking past, he goes, hey, you two, hey, you guys look like a couple of adventurers.
Keksi is excited to see a gnome. I don't come across very many gnomes, and I just kind of, walk over, and my eyes are like wide.
Trust me, sugar.
Right?
We're everywhere.
Therai is more excited by the idea of going to the moon, because to him, it's kind of sacred.
Right.
Keksi and Therai are like eyes lit up, like, oh my god,
for completely
different reasons. Yeah.
So as you guys kind of pull off over to where his little crate is at, he hands each of you guys a flyer, and he's like, so as you guys probably undoubtedly heard, the moon split into 3 parts the other night, and we want to find out what's going on. So the Gnomish University of Sciences and Other Inventions is putting together a job. We haven't given it to the official guilds. as neither of them want anything to do with it because, well, the pansies. Let's be honest. It's not that scary going to the moon. I would personally rather go into the water, into the moon than into the water.
How would one?
Oh, did I just say that whole thing without actually talking?
No, you were talking.
Oh, I was okay. Oh,
I just am wondering, how would one get from where we are now to the moon?
Such travel is surely costly, if not highly dangerous.
Well, that's the best part about it. Now, unfortunately, we're not saying anything to anybody who doesn't show up, but I can assure you, there is no magic involved.
Ah.
I can assure you that it is simply controlled explosions. And he's like, look, we've done all the math already. All we need is for somebody to go to the moon, find out what happened, report their findings back, and maybe even fix it. We're talking world saviors. Because who knows what's going to happen with the moon being destroyed.
I have a very important question in game. Are these pamphlets gnome size or regular size?
No, they're regular size.
It's a tiny pamphlet. I gotta get my reading monocle out.
I just wanted to make sure.
I just had flashbacks of the Love Guru. You remember Vern Troyer's character's little office that they like open the top up? All right, so
okay, back to seriousness.
but he's like, I assure you, we've done all the research that we could possibly do from down here, and all the math that we could possibly do from down here. Now, we're just looking for people who have some balls to actually make the journey.
Why don't you make the journey?
Because I don't have balls.
Oh.
Actually, the real joke, or the real reason, all jokes aside, is that we have to have our university down here so that way we can formulate plans and we can come up with the solutions for all the contingencies that are now being inferred from the moon exploding. But I've already said too much. Everything, all of your questions will be answered, assuming that you guys sign up.
Okay.
Here is my one concern. How many people have you sent up there, and how many have returned?
We have not sent anybody up there yet. As you know, the moon cracked right around 3 days ago. So we've been spending all of that time to make sure that we can get people there and back. We know how to get people there guaranteed. We think if there is a similar, what they call atmosphere, that we can get them back.
Okay, well, I mean, we can take these pamphlets and review them with the rest of our party.
Right.
And get back to you.
Does a pamphlet state like a specific day that the adventurer is leaving?
The pamphlet says that they are looking for 13 people. 13 people to go. And then you can tell that he has already scratched out 4. So like he's added 4, so he's got like a 4 out of 13.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That's interesting.
All you got to do is go to the Gnomish Sciences. So you have to go to BCI to get there.
BC.
BCI is the... Hold on. I should just put this in my favorites. That way I don't have to...
I go to the BCI to get to the GUS.
Okay, I see what you did there. That's pretty funny. But it is... He says that you have to go to the BCI, which... Therai would know it stands for the Boomers Combustion and Incendiary Services down in the pit.
Oh, wow, okay.
So you can get to the university inside of the pit from the top of the pit there at BCI.
Okay.
We are only 2 of 5, so this will need to be brought up and discussed, but you have my attention and injury, little one.
Excellent. Well,
Keksi looks at Therai after he says little one as like very racist. Like, I'm just shocked at the fact that he said that.
Wow, he's really fucking racist. I'm gonna beat his ass.
The gnome just goes, all right, look, even if we potentially have 6 more, that would be, or 5 more, that would be wonderful. Well, as soon as you and your group figure it out, you can head over there. If you want, I can tell them ahead of time if you guys are going. If you catch me on the street here, there will always be a representative from the university here.
Have you seen any dwarves while you've been here all day?
Yeah, I did actually. I saw them. They were back down over. Take this main road, you go west. Where it wraps around, you'll see them there. They're on a cart, or at least they were earlier today.
Okay, because I mean
Main road.
we have a cart that we need to get to them. So I just figured if you had seen them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they've been abuzz for about 6 days now. They're back over that way if they are still there. I don't know. Maybe they found some help. Maybe they didn't. But all right, you're crowding in front of me. I gotta find more people.
Thank you.
Yes,
And I just kind of like as he's brushing us along, I'm like still trying to talk as I'm walking away.
So you guys find your way to Hammer and Clang. Why did I click off of that? I literally was just there, and then I clicked off of it because I'm stupid. Okay, let's see. Hiya and hiya. So, as you guys approach Hammer and Clang, it's what you would imagine in your head the typical inn or the typical shop for a typical fantasy. This is incredibly generic. Think like it's a part of this like big wooden strip mall looking thing, and you come up, it's got its own thing. It says Hammer and Clang, and it's got a big sign of a hammer on it, and you can hear a little bit of like hustling and bustling on the inside. You can hear like literally clanging with a hammer on stuff, shit like that. It's got a couple of windows and one big door, and there's like a front porch, think like Wild West, like a wooden saloon or whatever, right? With the you guys wanna tie off and go in there?
Yeah, I'm just following at this point. So
gorgeous. So, as you guys enter, you notice that this thing looks exactly like what you would imagine, like you know what the stores in like Fallout universe look like? How they have all like those aisle racks and whatnot that are all everywhere and shit like that? That's exactly this. They are very spaced. They're spaced very far apart from each other, so to give a really good eye all the way down. And at the very
to accommodate all of the different peoples and whatnot that go in there.
Which you initially think until you look and your eyes follow to the back, and behind the desk you see this rather large elephant person. It is a loxodon. It's this massive elephant head with the tusks that come out, and he, as you come in, he goes, "Whoa, hey, welcome to Hammer and Clang." You see his ears are all flopping around. He's like, "My name is Girdle Steelbelt. Welcome."
Hello.
Welcome to Hammer and Clang. Anything you need, all of your mundane needs, I've got it. I buy, sell, and trade everything, and I even do a little bit of smithing and repair.
Ooh.
Thank you. We are just needing some normal supplies for now.
And with that, we're going to cut back to Deus and Kaioken. So the two of you, Keksi and Therai, if you guys want to type out any like mundane things, if you want to go to like the mundane equipment, nothing crazy exotic. It's going to be like your basic, like looking at like the basic starting equipment or whatever, like anything that looks too exotic, likely doesn't have, but you can always ask for.
Plus 20 halberd. Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. So, just go ahead and like look through that stuff if there's any equipment that you want when we cut back to you guys. That way you have the shopping list. So we cut back. Okay.
Yes.
You're waiting outside.
Mm-hmm.
You hear nothing. In fact, you hear less than nothing. You hear absolute silence as you feel weight on your ears. This is very clearly what you would know as a magical silence. Turning around to I assume you're gonna look to see if there's any you see you're at the door. There's a front entranceway landing, a few steps, and then it's the walkway to the front of the little half wrought iron gate and fence area. And you see at the street, probably roughly about 30 feet away from you, you see Templar Quinn, and he's looking at you. And he doesn't beckon you like Morpheus, but he's waving you over.
First, I'd go, mup, mup. Yep,
and you hear nothing. Yeah. Yeah. So it's just...
Yeah. I'll kind of shrug and start making my way and stop within about 10 feet of him.
Yeah, so you notice, as you're coming towards him, you notice that you have walked out of the area of the silence.
Does Kaioken feel like he's in the danger zone?
In the danger zone? All right. He's as you approach, he goes, I did not mean for this to be this way.
I mean, is that your son?
No.
Did they look similar?
No, not even close. This is an autumn. Similar. He's in the same garb, but he's nice push.
He has golden irises and red hair.
Well, he looks like if you pull up the picture of an autumn eldrin, that's what he looks like, right?
Okay,
so
I don't say that.
He he's wearing the same sorts of the shit that you saw Deus wearing, except plate instead of chain. Same sigils everywhere, stuff like that. His pauldrons are rather large when they have the upside down crescent moon that's making a bow harp look to it, stuff like that. And he goes, no, we are not related by blood. We come from the same village. But Deus has responsibilities. And unfortunately for him, those responsibilities beckoned. Now, again, I must stress, I did not mean for this to happen.
Well, when you cast spells like that and prepare yourself for battle, it looks like you're ready for something.
You say that, he looks around, he goes...
Oh, wait.
He goes,
wait.
I am fully well aware of the rules of this city. Do you think that I would break those rules?
Well, then why'd you cast the silence spell over there?
Because those rules were broken. Once the rules are broken, all bets off.
Okay. Can I insight to see if did he cast the spell or not? Is what I'm trying to
Yeah, that's why he said once the rules are broken, all bets off. You can immediately understand that yes, he cast that because
okay.
Now that a spell was cast at him, basically.
Right.
It's
okay.
This is his overwhelming. Anyways, as he looks at you and he goes, I do not wish to fight. I do not wish for harm. Unfortunately, Deus has made it very clear that he is no longer a believer. I would ask you to stay out of this because the Order will not allow a member to walk around with the symbolism and sigils, let alone the secrets of our Order.
I can try to convince him to stop wearing his garb and to not preach preach your old ways or his old ways.
He kind of chuckles at that. He goes, I don't think that will be a problem. You heard him. He literally was committing a heresy against our goddess by saying she's not. Well, what did he? Deus said that she wasn't. She was not that she wasn't real. Hold on, I have it right here. What Deus was saying was that it wasn't her, basically.
She doesn't care about us.
Yeah, that she doesn't care and so
Pretty
on.
much
So,
what he's saying is she doesn't care about us.
right. But he's saying, now, I'm going to approach Deus. I can promise you, as my word from a knight of the Silver Templar, I will not seek first blood. But should violence be enacted upon me, I am ready and willing to bring the entirety of the Silver Templar down upon the heads of our enemies. Is this agreeable?
That's agreeable.
He's gone. You would hear him just ever so slightly land on the ceiling, on the rooftop. Okay, or Deus, inside. What was the last thing that we had said? I believe you had said, yeah, you were talking to Gerald, and he had said,
he said, "Oh, it's not so easy to blah blah blah." You know, pretty much get out of what he did.
yes,
So, and I pretty much like, so there is a way.
right. So as we're cutting back to you saying, so there is a way, he's completely silent. He goes, I was watching you with your, what is, child's tussle with your former associate. They do not want you back. There is no need to continue the crusade, Knight. You could just as easily gain your own powers. You could also just as easily take the gifts that I grant you. I will not force you to do something you do not want. Ever. And you have my word.
Deus kind of reaches like the cloth, like his cloth shirt under his armor.
Okay.
Like in the open, like he's not hiding it.
Right.
And like he kind of rips the quarter, like just like a handful of cloth from his shirt, like just kind of rips it.
Okay.
In his hand, he starts like twisting it until it kind of resembled just a horrible cloth toy of a human, right? Like a little doll.
You have to rip a considerable amount to make a.
Well, it doesn't look good.
To make a fetish. I mean, like to be able to put. Anyways, go ahead.
A fetish. I guess that's
right.
the way to say it. Like, you know what I learned, Gerald?
Yes.
I used to think that Sanyin was like my parent, like my mother. And as he's saying this while he's kind of crafting this doll. That she'd always look out for me. And that in her, I should embody all things. But I was wrong. She was the child. And he holds up the little fetish. I was just a toy on the floor. And he then again looks back at Gerald. And you're just a selfish child who found a new plaything that wasn't his, that he wants to play with.
I applaud you. Unfortunately, that sort of logic is simply the experience of the blind leading the blind. But
My immortal.
in that case, I suppose I will have to leave that thorn. Deus.
Have you ever experienced pain, Gerald?
And you can feel a shudder from him as his shoulders begin bobbing. He doesn't make a sound physically, but his shoulders begin bobbing. Not like that. You would recognize...
I can't picture it.
You would recognize the laughter, like of a chuckle.
Oh, okay.
And he goes, would you like to empathize with me?
I don't know if I can empathize with a being as you.
I ask because you couldn't sympathize with the amount of pain that I have felt.
That does confuse him. As he kind of like rethinks. Because he was thinking like this, he's a god. The gods don't know what pain is.
He says what he says.
So he doesn't continue that line.
Well, I will leave you then. But I will give you the gifts that I have given you. They're yours. So long as you stray from the flock. I was simply hoping to show a blind man the world that he could have. And as if he was never there, he disappears.
When he doesn't feel his presence anymore.
Yeah.
I'm kind of guessing like the whole Deus thing. Like maybe there's candles probably lit as well.
There's a couple of them, yeah. It is pretty dark because it is nighttime in there.
Deus holds out the fetish and kind of holds it over the candle and says, there are some sheep that are free.
Deus, you're at the dais. Ahead of you. So if you remember, there was a doorway behind the dais that went to the rooms where they were sleeping. The friar took you through these rooms to get to the crows that would send your message. So there's a series of rooms behind this, and it's an open doorway. In the doorway, Deus, I can only imagine that was whoever is putting these heretical thoughts in your mind that you were just speaking with. But we had words to exchange before you cut them short.
Oh, was it Quinn?
Yeah.
I thought it was like the father.
as you look up, you see Quinn again standing in the doorway, silhouette. There's light all the way at the end where the crows were at. There was a window where you sent them through, and that light is casting his silhouette, but you know it's him. And he says, Deus, you have acted against your order. No, don't do that. He says, Deus, you have acted against your order and against your brothers by speaking ill of our goddess.
Deus just holds this burning effigy in his hand as it kind of chars him and does fire damage.
He says,
a 1d4.
You are willing to throw away all that we have worked towards together. Everything that we have done for the betterment of the world. And for what? Because you think you know better than the Order? Better than Seraphim? The edicts of our Order are as plain as day, and orders cannot be broken, or the whole structure collapses. You know this to be true.
Well, while he's talking, he kind of grinds up the last of it in his hand, so that his hand's covered in black soot and kind of crackled blood.
Yep.
And as he's talking, he's drawing something with the soot in front of him. So, like, if he was sitting
so you were originally sitting on the pew. When you said that you were at the dais, I thought that you had like walked up to the dais to burn the little.
With the dais, are there candles?
Yeah, with the dais, but
so
you would have had to have walked
there,
up there.
Then
yeah, okay, good. So you're standing on one side of this thing, and he's on the other side. Gotcha. So you were drawing something in with the ash.
Yeah, so like listening to him drawing with the ash.
Right.
Is he done?
No, I mean he is expecting you to respond. If you don't, then he will likely continue.
Okay. So once he does his break, like a response. So what Deus drew was the symbol of Sanin, the calf crescent moon, with a harp.
Yeah.
Quinn, I know we all dream of her. As he turned his head, have you ever seen her?
Sadly, no. She has never visited me.
He does like a sad smile and then turns back around. I've seen her.
Are you sure it was her?
Yes. As he kind of like drags his fingers down the symbol.
And so, okay. He goes, Deus, you have traveled with the enemy of our current mission. You've consorted with heretics. You've seen the goddess that only Seraphim himself has seen. Where does your beliefs even hold in your heart anymore? You use deceptive tactics to make it seem as though I cast a magical spell, knowing full well what would happen within this city. You think I didn't notice that slight air at your feet just before the faith shield surrounded me?
It's the only thing I could think of to prevent the fight.
There would not have been a fight, at least not on my part. Had your friends started a fight, of course I would have been willing to meet them in battle, but I would never go seeking a fight. That is not what our order is about.
You certainly seem like it, but regardless, it'd be easier getting you out of there than all of them out of there.
We are not taught as knights of the order to use those deceptive methods. That has always been reserved for those who would live in the pure darkness of evil. You know this.
We were taught to think on the fly, and that's what I did.
We were taught to be a balance to all things, fanatical good and pure evil. Tell me, when our order is to fight, is the chain of command not important? If someone breaks the chain of command, if every member went off of what they felt, do you think we would progress the order to the heights that it has gotten to today? No. It only works when we all do our part and we all follow our orders. But what hurt the most was when you assumed to know more and better about my own feelings than I did. The hubris of you telling me that my people should not matter, for you to tell me that my passions were not good enough for you, and to tell me that I wasn't walking unbridled and unchained by doing what I felt was right. That I cannot forgive on a personal level. It is not up to me, though, to judge you based off of what you say. Instead, it is up to the order that you gave your sight for to tell you what you can and will do. I ask you now, give me your sigil, as you and I both understand you are not a part of this order anymore. Do this, and I will no longer hunt you. I will leave you be, and you can live with your shame on your own terms, the ones that you seem so righteous about. You can either give me your amulet, or repent and seek absolution with the masters. You know as well as I do, the order will accept nothing else.
The order will accept the truth. The problem is getting to believe me. I would reminisce to ask my old friend to help me in this endeavor, but I fear that you won't.
You know that I follow orders, the way that all knights do. He holds his hand out. Your emblem, Deus. And there is a bit of there is a bit of a verbal sting as he doesn't put Knight Deus or Templar Deus. You would recognize that him not using your honorific lets you know that as far as he's concerned, you are just another person.
He kind of like in his hand, picks up his emblem from underneath his armor, kind of rolls it around with his fingers. Quinn, you know I'm not strong enough yet. I don't have the fortitude or mental capacity to get my family to see the truth, to see what I've seen, and to, for the hardest part, to believe me. Short of anything but a complete mind read, or maybe someone speaking to my body when I'm gone. But I have a new goal in life now, Quinn.
At this point, it sounds like he's starting to raise his voice. Kaioken, you would hear that as he starts this up.
Yeah. So he's getting more like,
yeah,
this is my mission.
Right.
Yeah, if I would have probably made it back, and if there's a window I could peek through. And
oh yeah, you can.
see,
There is. You can see all this going on right now.
Then at that point, I'd be holding a small piece of iron and an unlit candle, and just waiting.
Okay. And then Deus is saying,
"You see, Quinn. He does like that fanciful turnaround." And like holds his arms out to this small dais representing all the gods, and this small gathering of the decrepit and the downtrodden in the stands. The gods envy us, Quinn. They envy us because we're mortal. Because any moment may be our last. Things are more beautiful, Quinn, because we're doomed. You will never be more perfect or lovelier than you are now, and we would never be here again. As he tugs the chain.
all right.
And stares at his hand. I love you, Quinn. And I will show you the truth. And you and all of them will see one day. Whether I'm there to see it or not.
And you drop it into his hand.
And then I turn back around and do like the both arms behind my back.
Ha 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 ha. No kidding.
That's like,
And all you hear from behind you is, I will hope.
remember you.
He says, I will hope that they don't order me to forget you. And you hear, as you know, he's gone.
I know you're still standing there. Oh shit! You're like, oh.
So that is that. Now you stand alone. All right, so you stand alone inside of this.
As he's kind of staring at the wall.
Yeah.
He starts talking to himself. Where there's fear, there's passion. Where there's the burning light of the fanatical, there's duty. Where there's chaos, there's memory. And where's the absolute darkness of evil? He puts his hand on what he wiped. So like it's all covered in soot.
Yeah.
Of the old symbol.
Yeah.
As he puts in a new symbol over that old symbol. Where's absolute darkness of evil? They're the Silver Templars.
And as you finish that, your plate mail, right in the center of it goes this glowy, soft, glowing blue light. And it recedes. Put those tenets on your player character sheet. And try to stick with them this time. We are going to cut out to Kaioken. Before we cut away, you hear this decree from Deus outside, and you see you're looking at him from behind as he turns back to this, and you see this soft blue light pulse about 3 times, and then it goes away. And you hear the silent footsteps of somebody running off up above you.
In plate mail.
Unfortunately,
It sounds like 3 people. It sounds like 3 people stumbling down the stairs.
He's
Oh fuck! I
also
fell
got
down.
boots
Shit.
Of elven kind. It's okay. He's got advantage on stealth dexterity.
nah,
checks.
man. I mean, maybe he's just got mithril plate, but you hear the soft padding steps of somebody hopping rooftop, and anything you want to do?
As long as Deus isn't getting hurt, he's just after seeing the exchange being done, I'm just gonna go sit on the steps. For some reason I'm imagining there's steps up into this place, but I would just sit on the steps and wait for him to come out.
Yeah, right now he's kind of like, when Rafiki found out the symbol was still alive, he was like painting him on the walls and his fruit. Yeah.
So
that's me right now.
Kaioken sits on the steps and he's waiting for Deus to come out as we do our slow pull. See, this is what I'm talking about. I don't know. No, okay. So as we do our slow pull out, Keksi, Therai, you guys stand before this big burly elephant man in a full smock apron, and he's like, "What are you do? What can I do you for?"
Have I seen this type of person before?
Oh yeah, I mean they're not common. Okay. They're not common, right?
Okay.
But you've seen a Loxodon before. They've hung out in the Fae before. They are there's several races of beastkin that are kind of rare, but they're kind of common in each place.
Cohabitate.
Yeah, you find them everywhere.
Ooh.
What do you guys want?
My friend, I need 20 days of feed for 2 horses, a component pouch if you have such a thing, a mess kit, blanket, bedroll, and perhaps these might be a bit harder to find now. A rain catcher, 5 bars of soap, and 20 torches.
All right. So we've got 20
I'm
days
so
of feed.
glad I didn't send you my list because you like nailed them all.
20 days of feed, you said?
There's a few more.
Yeah, 20 days of feed.
Hold on, let me see if I can do this in my head. 20 days of feed times 5 copper a piece. That's what, 2 silver?
It should be 2 gold.
Sorry, 2 gold. That's
Yeah.
right. I was
If I
off a
have this
decimo.
out correctly, it should be 2 gold for the days of feed.
Right.
I think 25 gold for the component pouch. The mess kit, blanket, and bedroll should all be about a few silver
Did the same thing.
total. A rain catcher, I believe, was half a gold, and then each bar of soap, all 5 of them would equal 1 gold. 20 torches would be 1 gold as well.
A rain catcher. That's in the fucking equipment list?
Yes, sir.
Sick,
No, I
dude.
don't think so. Is it?
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta see. Of course they didn't.
Nice.
I want to see where. Oh, Tomb of Annihilation. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, you said what was
Originally,
the total you said that you've got worked up here? Sorry,
it should be okay. So
2 plus
someone might need to
25.
calculate this. It should be 2 gold for the days of feed.
Right, I'm on it.
25 for the component pouch.
Mhm.
I believe the mess kit, blanket, and bedroll total would be half a gold.
Okay,
The
so
rain
5 silver.
catcher was 5 gold. The 5 bars of soap would be 1 gold, and the 20 torches would be 2 gold.
Okay. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. That's a bit of a hefty order there. Why did I just change my voice? he goes,
What are you buying?
I can do
What are
it.
you selling?
I can do it for 40 gold.
Therai is going to look to Keksi.
Do you think the party would mind if we spend their gold on such items?
It's not like they could better everybody within the party. I don't see why it would be a problem.
If it's been less than an hour, you still have the Eagle Splendor.
Yeah, if you end up making if you make a charisma ability check, you have advantage.
If it's
I would
been less
like-
than an hour, I don't know.
I would like to bring this down to 35 gold if I could, with the promise of any future purchases of feed will be straight from you, no one else, as well as anything else my party might possibly need.
Ooh, I have a question. Do you have like exotic spices here or know where I can find exotic spices?
Ooh,
Right. One at a time. But on account of you using the rest of my feed, because I don't keep all of it, if you want more, you got to go to the agriculture. So you're wiping me out of feed. And what kind of spices?
I don't know. I'm not much on cooking, but I have a friend that is, and I'd like to give them a gift.
Well, I like to
I
keep
would like some
things
salt.
I like to keep things run of the mill. But I can point you in the direction for full price.
That's fine. I can cover what
Full price it is then.
All right, mark 40 gold off. If you're using the community savings, I believe that's 155 gold that you have in total from the sale of said equipment.
I don't mind throwing in some gold if you'd like.
It is fine. I will tell the party of it. They should not mind, especially since I will care for the horses.
Right. Deal. I'll get your stuff as soon as I get the gold.
And Therai is going to pull out 40 gold and hand it to him.
Perfect. See him drop it, and he goes, "Wait right here." Time goes around. He does the walking around the shop, and you
he's
see him
gathering
just,
the stuff.
the whole time he's talking to you guys. Hey, so you guys been in town long? And yes, I realize that I'm changing the accent one last time. We're gonna stick with this one. This is just easier to keep. You guys been in town long?
Hey, you guys been in town for a long time? I know a
I'm
few
new in
places.
town. I've never been here before.
I have been mostly residing on the poorer sides of town.
Ah, dockside. That's not a bad place to be. Okay. That's not a bad place to be if you know your way around it. Get a lot of good trade out of that place. And he's going around, he's like, heard we had dwarves. That's exciting.
Indeed, I think the party I am with has a cart from them. I
Wow.
am sure they will not be happy that we are giving the cart away, but so be it.
Well, who knows? Nowadays, dwarves are back, so anything is possible, you know?
Indeed, I do
And-
not remember the last time I saw one.
You know, I believe that I may have seen one some time ago. But it also could have been a halfling with a long beard. Who knows? So he gets everything together and he brings you, it's a crate, and then there's like a canvas like sack that's on like a bindle, right? So he brings this stuff, so it's all bagged up, and there's a big crate, and he's like, "Here you go," and it's like, "Boy, you guys going out adventuring?"
I think it is a few more days in town before the party goes out. Whether I go with them is something of the future to decide.
Well,
Wait, what did Therai say? Let me back it up for a
oh,
second.
go ahead, re-say it.
Sorry.
I believe we are staying in town for a few more days. Whether I go with the party when they leave, that is for the future to decide.
Ah, of course. Well, watch out for those goblins.
What do you think about the gnomes and the moon?
Oh, yes. A good question.
Well, those gnomes, they sure are smart. They do seem more curious than cautious, but I suppose, as with any endeavor, it's probably not necessarily a bad thing. But me personally, I would rather go into the water than into space. But
Fair enough.
yep. I mean, hey, in a city like Karan, there's always something to do. I suppose some people just like the uncertainty of life out in the road, and more power to you. Oh yeah, this dude has for sure. He goes, actually, now that I think about it, yeah, I've definitely seen a dwarf. Definitely seen a lot of dwarves.
Did you talk to them at all, or is it just in passing?
Dwarves used to be everywhere.
Oh, I thought it meant recently.
See,
How long have you lived?
all right around 3 centuries.
Whoa.
Holy sh!
Oh yeah.
Do you
That
remember
is
the
a long
gods?
time.
I remember people being able to perform miracles on a daily basis, multiple times a day even. In fact, you guys would have shit your britches if you would have seen Karan before the fall of magic. Oh my god.
Mm.
This place was amazing. We had our own wizard tower, but a real one, not like those kooks at the Arcane Eye. We even had... Do you guys know what dinosaurs are?
Would I know what a dinosaur is?
You guys want to make a history check?
Sure.
Or
You
a
know
nature
what?
check,
Yeah.
whichever one's better.
They're both not good, so let's just
As
go
you guys are
with-
thinking about it, he goes,
Well, you would expect Therai, the one who used to go.
Nope.
Can I roll history for that?
yeah, right.
To have history, but no.
I have no idea what that is.
He goes, man, holy fuck.
I
Yep.
think I do remember something.
Large lizards. We had an entire racetrack of them.
Oh,
We had
No
we had a doorway to a place called the Beastlands back in the day. It was destroyed once, but we actually ended up reopening it.
He got destroyed
Yeah.
by some grenades.
would Keksi know about the history of the hole in the crater?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so, but I'm just curious because I probably will ask about it.
Oh yeah, Keksi wouldn't have any idea. But he would. That actually would. He would be like, man, this place was. You wouldn't even recognize it. That crater. I remember when that crater was there. That battle was all topsy turvy. Some guy named the Herald came, big old fat blob of skin and flesh came. Oh, that was back with the breakers. Oh man, you guys should have seen these guys in action. Boy,
Tell me more about these breakers.
I mean,
If you would not mind spinning a tale.
so we're gonna.
I don't mind giving you some coin for your time.
Do you?
I know you're a
Indeed.
businessman.
Okay, here's the question. Do the other two guys want to hear this guy's retelling? Like, not in character, but out of game. Do you guys mind if he spins a little tale of you guys?
No, that I want to hear it.
All right.
Yeah.
He goes, all
Oh,
right.
yeah.
So, the thing about Koran, what most people fail to realize is that this city was actually founded by retired adventurers. So back in the day, back when magic was so prevalent. Actually, here, pull up a chair. he scoots over a table. There's a couple of chairs. You see him walk over to the door. He flips the close sign or the back in 15 minutes or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, not too many people are interested in these stories from an old elephant like me, but
So I love that it's an elephant telling us because elephants never
right,
forget.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
That's what I wanted to know.
so he gets out like a little Chianti bottle and he pours out a couple of glasses of something and he goes, all right,
Yeah,
So-
so I would pay the same price for a roundish shot.
you guys go to, he pushes away. No, this one's on me. He goes,
Hospitality.
so, in a world, imagine, if you can, a world where everybody used magic. Everything was ran off of magic. You didn't use a shovel to dig a hole. You used spells. And I mean real spells. Yeah. People had these massive metal contraptions. They called them cars or trucks or something like that. They ran purely off of magic. And they were like horseless carriages. They were phenomenal. Anyways,
That's funny.
so as you can imagine, it's kind of hard to stand out above the crowd. Generally,
God damn you.
you would have to shout out loud. All right, that's
God
enough.
damn
He
you.
goes, he goes, it's really hard to stand out when everybody is incredibly powerful just on a daily basis. He goes, now, most people, they would feel okay with just living their normal magic life and never have a care in the world. But these few, well, they sought out adventure. And with the help of some other people, notably the two statues that you see down by the beach, back when those guys were alive, boy, it was something to behold. Man, there were tales of these guys defeating liches. They used to, they flew on dragons, and then they just up and disappeared. It was phenomenal.
So they didn't die, or no one saw them die. They just disappeared.
So, after the war, look, that's a whole side tangent. There used to be dragon men. Think of dragons? Now think of them as people. There used to be an entire civilization of them. And then, I know you guys have heard of...
knows of
Right. Right.
past life, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so
He
yeah,
goes-
Therai at this point is like
So yeah.
The
The parallels here would be very interesting for like just that. Anyways, he goes. So there's dragon men, and then you guys have all heard of elves, right? You've likely seen a couple of those fey ones. They're not the same. It's like a dog and a wolf. They're not the same.
Mhm.
They might have come from the same place, but elves here were not the frilly, super colorful kind that you see every once in a while.
Mhm.
They were long-lived and regal, and they were also the most advanced people.
Mhm.
But after that war, the breakers just disappeared. They went their separate ways, it was said. You know, one of them, I lived on a mountain. Another one, she lived on a mountain.
a different one.
One of them, he nobody knows where he went. He actually, in certain parts of this town, you could potentially, if you're lucky, still find the wanted posters of one of them. Most of us forgot his name, but he does this whole thing. He goes, his name was Saul. Called him a jester.
Really?
Yeah. He was wanted because, well, after everybody else decided to try and save the world, he just up and disappeared completely. And nobody else from the Breakers would find him. Or at least they never gave up the information as to where he went. After they destroyed the Dragonlands, he was nowhere to no hide nor hair of him until a year later, when all of a sudden this invasion of the city happened. And I was there. It was fucking wild. All of a sudden, these alien abominations came out and started attacking people, and the ground became like flesh and blood. It was really bizarre. And then this one guy, he called himself the Herald. He was making people fight each other. It was guards and townsfolk alike, and giants were all fighting each other, and out of nowhere, suddenly here come the Breakers. They weren't there, and then one day, they were there. It was amazing. So they had this epic battle, and they say Saul was riding on top of a giant during that one.
Ooh.
And so this guy, not Gerald. He says, the Herald. They sent him back to the Far Realm, but it wasn't enough. They actually followed him back there, and they killed him. It was amazing. That's where that pit comes from. It's because when he left, he took that part of the earth with him.
Oh wow.
Oh.
And it said that they killed him while they were in there. And then they made it back. And then they all finally went their own ways to hide for the rest of history.
Interesting.
Yeah. What was really interesting is I can vaguely remember using a halfling as a club and smashing guards left and right. They couldn't stop me.
That is
Awesome.
most impressive.
Right. But you guys are probably getting tired of me talking about it. How about this? If you guys want, you can come back another time and I'll tell you another story about the way back when.
Yes.
If you would not mind,
What was
I would
his name
love
again?
to.
His name was...
Girdle Steel Belt.
That's it.
Who?
Girdle Steel
Girdle.
Belt.
Girdle.
Hurdy-gurdy. Steel
Your
Belt.
days are numbered, that girdle.
Does anybody want to dispute his story out of game?
Out of game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember riding a giant.
You don't?
I do.
I remember you riding a giant. It was when
Yes.
remember the first when after I built the table, the first one shot where we all had that dinner and everything.
Oh, yeah.
It was 5 hours of just straight up big
Fighting.
combat where I had you guys rolling against each other for all of the
Oh, yeah,
the
I remember
guards
I did,
versus
I
the
did a
town.
couple of cool things on that one.
Yeah, you fucking you charmed a giant and you rode him into battle. And then when you guys beat him, he mythicked, and you guys went to the far realm, and then you teleported everybody out. Yep.
Good times, good times.
So, as he regales you guys of that, now we're gonna cut back to Deus and Kaioken. Oh, was there?
Oh, I was just gonna. Did he tell us where I could go to get?
Shit.
So I'm probably going to make a break from there.
He could have been writing it down on a note or something too.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, we'll say he did that. As I tell you that he is going to... To get the best spices, you're going to have to go to the best tavern. The Adamantine Anvil.
Nice.
So, now we're going to cut back to Kaioken and Deus. Kaioken, you are sitting on the stairs when Deus, you finally finish your exhalation. And I assume that you're going to leave, or are you going to try to stay there for the night?
No, he would he would reach in his pocket to try to leave some money, but he's broke, so he doesn't leave any money, and just kind of start walking out.
Thanks for the service, Padre. Bye. Yeah, so you leave and you see Kaioken sitting on the steps. Kaioken, you hear him open the door and approach. What do you guys want to say anything to each other, or is it just like a dusk till dawn quiet time walking?
Long day, huh, big guy?
Yeah. Long day.
You gonna sit beside him?
I overheard what happened, and I just want you to know Quinn came up to me before he went in there, and he told me to not interfere with him and you. And I'm glad he didn't hurt you, because I was ready to go in there and have your back. So I know things seem really heavy right now, but we'll work through this.
After running with you guys, I don't even know if Quinn could hurt me. As he kind of like playfully hits Kaioken in the arm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just want you to know
Well, you know what? I'm starving.
Me too. Let's
And
go.
I'm feeling
Let's go
like
get some
something
food.
better than troll.
Yeah, troll penis. Yeah, let's go get some drinks. So I don't know where everyone else is. They said something about a dock, so I think that's near the water.
Your guess is as good as mine. I would
Yeah,
have thought
been
to
a
check out
long-
lodging.
Long time since I've been here, but let's see if we can find him. If not, we'll just get our own digs for the night.
I can pin this point back to our stables pretty easily.
Kaioken.
Yeah.
A D100, please.
Okay.
As you guys are, I assume, making your way dockside.
Yes. I want to physically roll this.
Perfect.
This one and this one. 10 and a 7.
Ooh, 17.
17.
Wait, 10 and a 7?
Yeah.
Wait. So you did the 10 of 10, so it's a 00?
Yeah. No, it's a 10.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so 17. Ooh, okay. Give me one sec here as I have to go back to the thing. All right. Man, this is great. So, Kaioken, it's interesting that you say what you say. It's been a long time since you've been back here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else it's been a long time since?
I've had a Magbucks.
I mean, technically not wrong. But as you are walking, you guys know where the sea is. You can see it. As you guys exit out of this arterial road, you look to your right, which is going south. And yeah, it's going south. And you make your way down. You know what's fucking weird? For like all this talk of Karan and you're in a world, you're seeing all of these old faces, and you're like, it's like you're having these blasts from the past. There's two things that you remember, and one thing that slams you in the face. The two things that you remember: Greymane used to have a house here. And you swear, if your memory's right, that you could get back to that house. And the second thing, there used to be a fucking wizard tower around here. There's a wizard tower where you bought 5 javelins of lightning. Saul bought the robes of the Magi. You guys bought all of your big digs before there. Maybe those places are there, maybe they're not. Who knows? But you think that you might be able to navigate the city just enough with what's left on the surface area to be able to go in and find out where these are.
Looking down streets and like kind of remember them, but they're like now side streets now.
So yeah, the weird part is that like you start putting together, you're like, oh, wait a minute. You start being able to tell the old roads that they just built off of. And most of those roads, unfortunately, they run right where the pit goes.
Mm-hmm.
But using just like simple logic, you're like, okay, if I'm here and the road ends here, I can go over there, and this is where the blah, 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 right? So those are two things that you are like, I think I can get back to those places if I want to. The other thing that smacks you right in the face as you guys are passing, it actually makes you're walking, and it makes you stop. And you look to your left to see a very humble, small, blue tent that is just posted up on the sidewalk with a sign that says fortunes.
Yes! Yes! Hey, Deus, let's see what this hubbub's all about.
Can Kaioken even fit in it? He's just like
Kaioken ducks his head inside and then lifts up, and the entire tent comes with him.
Just army crawl in.
Follow in.
You go over, and the last time that you had seen this particular tent, you were on the backside of it, getting ready to jump in with Emiko if anything happened. And the only thing that happened was Saul came out super fucking rich and Celia came out super fucking pissed. That was all that happened. One sec.
How does Kaioken feel in that moment with that kind of nostalgia rushing in?
So with the Greymane stuff, like hope for like I already know that he's been dead, but maybe there's someone that's taken his place, because I know he was a dragon. He was a silver dragon. He would know more about information that Kaioken is specifically thinking about with Celia specifically, with life and death cycles, as far as, because she had told us about her vaulting. And so yeah, but yeah, very, very overwhelmed, but like starting to put this big square block into the square hole.
Yeah, you finally put down the circle and you're now picking up the square.
I've found the trick. Everything fits in the rectangle.
Exactly. So you approach to this and you peek inside.
Yeah.
Inside, it is just one circular area, a bunch of pillows everywhere. One old, what's the gal's name from the Emperor's New Groove? Yzma. One old Yzma looking lady sitting there with a crystal ball, and she goes, "Welcome. Come in and get your fortunes read. Only 1 gold.
Ooh, this looks fun.
Now pull the lever." No, I'm kidding.
Gonk.
Wrong level. All right, so
Cusco's poison.
yeah,
Poison
right.
Cusco.
Poison for
So
goose.
Deus, you're
Senko, I don't have gold.
Yeah, that's okay. And I hand him over one. So
who is reading first?
Look over to Deus.
You seem really excited about this. Maybe
Okay, I'll go first.
Sit down. Now, I need you to concentrate on the crystal ball. So, she says some nonsensical stuff, at least it means nothing to you. Both of you guys recognize her voice hits a triplicate resonation, very subtly, as she begins to do her omnima, right? Ah, out of time, are we? Interesting. You seek 3 things, and 3 things I shall give you. 1, a broken heart that you wish to restore. It is closer than you think. The great power that you least expect holds that which will mend your heart. You must find it. It is here within these walls. 2, I feel your uncertainty about the world and the direction with which a certain grove will go. Continue your path. You will find that the cure for what ails you will drop right into your lap when you least expect it. Be ready to grab it. And the 3rd thing. Though you are not powerful of your own, it does reside within you. Seek it. Find it. Grab hold of your own power. When you find it, put it to your chakra. And only then will you recognize that they cannot take from you that which they do not own. And as you look up, her eyes have rolled to the back of her head, and she... Thank you for your gold. You, one who sees unseen. Wish you to know your fortune?
He kind of nods and I guess waits for Kaioken to move.
Yeah, I
You
like,
guys, I
I'm
just assume you guys
shocked
are
for a
both
second.
sitting down, like you guys are doing a triangle.
Yeah, he just I guess slides over the gold.
All right. She slaps that thing up so fucking fast. It's almost like a pog where she fucking, it's like a slammer. She boom, takes it, pockets it, and she's like,
Bites it.
yeah. She goes into her chanting, her omnima, and you hear the similar, what you guys know is spellcasting. A similar triplicate resonation in her voice. And she, your sight is unbounded. You can see the end, I see. You can see the resolution already. You know, there are no more trials to seek with your inner turmoil, yes? But how is it that you will grasp onto that gift? The one that you have given to yourself. When given the chance, make your proclamations known to the universe. And the universe will respond. Additionally, you seek truth. But unfortunately, you have a lie attached to you. It is not the lie that you think it is. It is the other. Search your memories. truly reconcile with all that you have seen, and only then will you understand that which is false and that which is real. And she... The only other thing that I have to say to either of you... Seek you riches. Seek you a world beyond that which you already have affected? She's asking you a question.
He kind of just looks at Kaioken.
I seek to bring back the world to what I once knew.
I seek to correct a lie, to empower the realm.
Both are possible, and neither are possible. The only way to understand that which you seek and whether or not you can appropriately affect it, whether any of your unique troop can affect it. Find the key that unlocks that which you have. I can assure you, it is here. It is closer than you think. Under your very feet. That one is free.
He also looks down.
That's it. You guys are sitting on pillows. She goes, good. Now tell everybody that I am not a hack. And give me more business. Please. This district is incredibly expensive, but Dockside is incredibly poor.
Will you be here tomorrow?
Who knows where I'll be? I will go where the spirits tell me to go. I will go where fate dictates I be.
Yes, but do you think that will be here tomorrow?
I do not know.
I'll spread the word of our good fortunes.
And she does the... Thank you.
Thank you, woman.
Nice.
Thank you.
Okay. You
My
guys...
absolute favorite thing ever.
You guys leave?
Yeah. Yes.
I did not expect this to turn into a campaign 1 redux. That's great.
Dude, I love it.
Nostalgia injection.
Yeah.
So, all right. You all are the two of you guys going to go to Dockside then. Do either of you guys remember the place where Therai, like out of game, do you guys remember the place where Therai said to go?
It was the west, but it's on the east side or something. I'm dyslexic, so I don't remember.
I know. That's great.
So one of them.
It's only been like an hour, right? Or 2 hours, I think, maybe at this point. So it's pushing about, what, like 11 o'clock-ish, give or take?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Still wouldn't, it would still be fresh in your guys' minds, like your characters' minds. He said that he has been staying at Dockside Community House in Dockside West, which is in the east.
That's what it was.
So, your characters would remember that. It wouldn't, like, I'm not going to make you have a history check or whatever for something you literally just, like, he said it like 7 or 8 times, so it'll be fine. But finding it, that's the trick. So we come to this point where you guys go south as you guys are getting to the dock, if you will. You guys are getting to that point, but you have a couple of options, and the road kind of turns into this. As you guys are following this road, all of these houses and businesses and everything, it turns into this, like, the road kind of like disappears into just sort of this gravel area, like this. It ends. But the houses become a little more sparse, a little less like organized and in order. And they begin to kind of like look like have you ever been out to the res? Like any of the reservations, well, you know, like houses are just sort of like awkwardly placed. It starts to space out like that until you get to, you can see this massive crane. It's a it looks like a mobile crane. You know, the ones with the big wheels and shit that are like based on the ground. But this thing is as big as a house. and it's this massive wooden structure that spans out easily a good 100 and something feet, where it's just, and it's just constantly moving, and platform lowers, and this is one means of transportation. You see there's like, it's not like a line, it's more like just like a cluster of people who need stuff. So there's like people with carriages, there's people with like crates and shit like that, and they're taking certain people in certain orders at a time. There are also pedestrians, much like a ferry. There are pedestrians who can walk on. And they get to a point where they're like, oh, well, you know, we've got like a certain weight limit, yada, yada, yada. There's that. Or there's a staircase that will take you down as you guys kind of like approach to look over. There's no guardrail. There's no safety measures here.
Yeah.
You get over and you look, and it's easily like a 90-foot drop.
Mm-hmm.
But there's these like really narrow stairs that are like literally like 2 people wide, that you see people on essentially like a pilgrimage of these like switchbacks of this old staircase. It's stone. It's not like it's gonna fall out or anything. Maybe, who knows? But you guys can either make your way down to dockside via the stairs or via the lift if you want.
You want to take the ride or hoof it? I think it costs money to take
what kind of weather's like outside?
It is a clear night. You know what's really cool about this is that as you guys are looking, you can see the sea in the horizon. It's completely clear, by the way. Like I said, completely clear night. You see, it is a sea of stars. Looking out at the horizon line, because the water is super calm with the exception of like the gentle surf, you have a hard time discerning where the sky in the horizon ends and where the sea begins, because it's super reflective way out until it gets in closer to the beach. And you can see, every once in a while you see ships that are like kind of like not moored, but they're like anchored out offshore. You can see a few of those break up, but other than that, like it's nighttime. It is a gorgeous view of this night sky. And you see, as your eyes trail down, you can see dockside is alight with lantern light, candle light, you know, all manner of lights down below. But it's dark.
I say we enjoy the scenery where we can.
Let's take the ride then.
All right. So as you guys approach, one of the town guards is there. He's like acting as like a ticket taker basically, and he's like, that'll be 3 gold each.
Okay,
Right.
kill him.
Here's 6.
All right. So you give him 6 gold?
Yep.
All right. He takes the 6 gold. All right. That's good for 1 ride down. All right. Boop, boop. You guys hop on. And it takes a little bit as they get this lift like situated with people. It's kind of sketchy because it's just, the lift is just barely hanging on the lip of the ledge. Just enough for people to roll their carts and shit onto. And then it just sort of, as you guys have this gentle sway. Oh yeah. But this is a massive platform, like a 1,300 square foot platform. Like It's huge. And again, I can't stress enough, like the massive scale of one of these cranes as it, you guys can feel the concussion of the gears as they turn and catch and turn and catch as it, and then as it begins lowering you guys and swinging you guys down to this platform underneath. It takes probably a solid like 10 minutes to lower because they're moving slowly as they. Is there anything you guys wanted to say or do while you guys are in the interim here?
No, he's just kind of enjoying being alive.
Yeah. When suddenly, no, I'm kidding. As you guys come down, it is a nice gentle, as gentle as it can be. And then everybody starts walking off. You guys are now in dockside. As we cut to Keksi and Therai. You two leave after your tale of the breakers and this like legendary like story from this Loxodon. As he's like, have a good night. I'll see you all next time, and maybe we can share another story over drinks. Maybe next time one of you will be able to tell me a story of you. You know, we don't forget.
Thank you so much. We really enjoyed the company. Like, go ahead.
Your hospitality is most appreciated, old friend.
I'm just happy that somebody wanted to hear a story about the old times. So many people are caught up with their daily lives now that they rarely remember that history repeats for those who don't listen.
It is good to have a foot in the past, but it is better to use that foot to move forward into the future as well.
Well, better in the past than in the grave. Have a good night.
Keksi not really like having
Can
a
you check
grasp
your DMs real quick, buddy?
on this whole city now that she has like, you know, a history of it, takes it in more as like wondrous instead of just another city.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. I mean, we don't have to go get spices tonight, but I'd like to get them at some point. I don't know if we want to go and get ready to rest or what you had in mind. You're kind of like my tour guide, Therai, so I'm just following your lead.
It sounds like we both have the same idea for the cart, to give it back to the dwarves.
I would love to do that.
Whether that would annoy the other party members, that I care not for.
Yeah.
I say we do that first. In all likelihood, I am sure that at least Xixis, if not the other, no, Absalon, I suppose in this case, Absalon, if not the others, would make their way back to Dockside. So perhaps we scope out the inn first, then find our old friends.
Yeah, I mean, wherever you want to go, and then we can just keep an eye out if we see any dwarves along the way.
Well. Keksi,
Yes.
roll me a D100, please. So where exactly are you guys going? You guys going to look for an inn?
No, we're going to go find the dwarves first. We're going to follow
Gotcha.
the directions of the gnome to find the dwarves. And
Yeah,
give them
because
their cart back.
they were western side, whereas where they were seen.
Hell yeah.
Who knows if they
All
stay in
right.
that area or not, but we'll know. I'm going to roll. Is everybody ready?
Hit that
Ready. Ready.
59.
Okay.
Only 10 away from being nice.
You guys, you do start traveling back west. You are able to find, okay. Here's the thing. I'm trying to think if there's a, yeah. You guys are heading west. You start turning, and it is actually the cart that gives it away. You all see, standing atop a cart, is this short, squat, stout man with like this long beard. It's kind of gray. He's got like, he looks like he's fresh out the rubble. He looks almost ashen, and he's looking around and he goes, "Wait, that's my cart."
I point and I say, yes. Yes, it is.
You've stolen my cart.
No, sir. Mm-mm. We're here to return it to you. And as we approach, I said we can tell you the origin of where we found this and whatnot. And we've actually repaired it for you as well, although it is probably not up to your standards. It is functional.
Actually, the repair that Xixis had done,
Yeah.
actually Kaioken actually used magic to
Okay.
actually like do an actual repair job.
Okay, cool.
Magically.
Okay. I couldn't. That was my bad. And we've actually repaired it, so it is in functional condition. Therai wasn't there for all of that, correct?
Correct.
Okay. By the way, my name is Keksi. What was your name?
Hold on 1 second, as I go to find it.
Why so long? 1 second.
Yes. As I search through my notes, here we go. My name is Aelith, or Aelis, Aelis, Fraltham.
Hold on.
Fralthem. I don't know why I felt compelled to spell my name out to you, but I did. Well,
During the thundering storms, my party and I, excluding, and I point to Therai, he wasn't with us at the time. We were traveling along the road over that way. And we came across this cart. It was actually damaged. And we used it. It was abandoned, but we used it briefly for shelter during the storm that happened X amount of days ago.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem.
How can I be thanking you? 2 things I can thank you with. How would you like a small amount of unworked, unrefined ore straight from the mountains of Estria?
Does Estria ring a bell to me?
You can make me a history check.
What was Kaioken's thing called?
You can make a history check.
Does
10.
that name ring a bell to the right?
It wouldn't. It would not ring a bell to Therai. Your path never crossed over that area.
Okay.
So a 10 and then an 8. You don't remember any of that shit.
Yeah.
But he goes. His ore here, if put in the right hands, generally dwarven hands, can amount to a hefty sum. Have you ever heard of mithril?
Yes, actually, we've just come across it recently. Very, very expensive.
Where did you come across it?
Are you missing some?
Well, hypothetically speaking, if I were to be missing some, where would I hypothetically want to look to find it?
My eyes dart over to Therai, like, I've gotten myself in trouble here.
Be not angered at the man.
My charisma.
Can I use
is
a charisma?
horrible,
Can I use a charisma save to try a charisma roll to try and help me tread these waters?
So, first, what are you trying to say? Like, I want you to try to say what you're trying to say, and then...
So...
Because for all I know,
more or
you
less,
might be able to say something that might not need a roll.
Be not angered at the man who is now. He seems to have been misinformed when he bought the metal.
He didn't buy it.
Shush.
I'm not saying
Shush.
that in game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm saying that
okay.
out
Okay.
of game. He said that he found it. It had fallen off of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Therai is more or less trying to sweeten the pot.
He's trying to lie.
Like,
He's trying to lie.
Yeah, Therai is doing, by all means, a deception here.
Then why
The
are you worried about
men-
your charisma?
His deception is charisma.
Yeah.
Right.
The man who has
There we
it
go.
now was misinformed when he bought it. He was told that the people who bought it from mined the mithril themselves. A far tale now that I see dwarfs before me. But the man is Jeremy down at that one store that we were at. I
The
know
Iron
that you
Golem.
know
Iron Golem.
at the
Jeremy.
Iron Golem.
Ow.
He is but a good friend who was misguided when he bought the metal. Be not angry at him.
Okay. First, I need you to make me a deception check.
I tried to lie, but
No!
they give him specifically everything
Hold
that
on.
he.
Hold on.
Just gonna
Hold
say,
on.
sometimes in conversations, less is way more.
Okay, hold on. Now I need you to make me a perception or a persuasion check. Looks like Will Wheaton's back, everybody.
I had one. No.
Now I need both of you to make me an insight check.
Uh,
The crows are coming to roost, Bobby.
I don't want this dice on my fucking computer. I need to change this dice right now. It's ugly and
Scroll to
it
the
rolls
top. Scroll to the top, and I believe you go to tools. No, it's not tools. It is
Collections.
collections. Yeah, go to
Yeah.
collections and then my dice and select a different one. So,
like my dice.
Therai.
Yep.
Oh, hey, here. How about this? This might help. Everybody, give yourself inspiration.
Everybody.
Because I forgot to award that to Kaioken and Deus. That was amazing roleplay. And Keksi and Therai, you guys both did amazing roleplay at the Hammer and Clang, as well as yeah. Would you like to?
Can I use that on my
Would you like
deception
to?
check, please?
On which roll?
So you want to use it on your deception check?
Bro.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll me another deception.
Nice.
It's
Holy
better.
shit.
So
Dude, that's way better.
with the insight check that you rolled, regardless of your lie, dwarves are you
Quick to
see
anger?
him bristle as you give him the name and the place of the person who has his mithril. And he goes, well, I thank you for your honesty. And you see him just like, I appreciate it. And I'd like to pay you for this knowledge. Twice over. And you see he is shaking.
Lip.
As you see him just,
He's got the road rage.
he looks behind him and he goes, Simrit, hand him some gold, please. And you see this other, likewise, again, both of these guys, they look like they're coated in like rubble dust. They have these like puffy gray beards and they're like ashen, and they look over and he kind of, he's also brisk. He goes, how much is our mithril worth? Hayless? He goes, give him the whole bag. Give him the whole bag. He's like, all right, I will do that. And you see them both doing this like weird jump side to side. They're like, well, you two look like adventurers. You look like you're ones for the road. As they're beginning to like they start reciting something to you as they're like, we are in need of a strong arm who's willing to be manipulated for gold and riches and fame and adventure. We would like for you to join us. We are amassing people to come and help the dwarves of Estria. I can't do this anymore. Be back here in the morning.
Master Dwarf.
Alice, would you prefer us to go retrieve your mithril from you? They offered to sell it to us, and we would happily buy it back for you if you produce the coin.
Oh, ma'am, We dwarves,
You look a little upset, and I just don't want it to go awry.
we dwarves generally like to keep dwarven matters to dwarven people. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate the help. And we understand the rules of the city as they have been dictated to us. So, fret not for your friend. We're just going to have some dwarven words.
Will you not mention our names as we have things being commissioned by such person, or maybe wait until we have picked those things up?
Give me a persuasion check.
Did you say I have inspiration? Everyone got
Yeah,
inspiration.
everybody gets inspiration. Give me a persuasion check.
Amanda's like, I might need that.
That is a 14. Or should I use my inspiration?
Give me an
Do you want to
insight
use your
check.
inspiration? Do you want to use your inspiration to see if you should use your inspiration?
Oh.
Give me an insight check.
Oh.
He goes, I will have some dwarvish words with him, and then you can have your stuff. As they are both very fidgety. All right, get off me cart, and we'll see you in the morning.
Yeah, the rise
Stuff on there, right?
You would still have some stuff on there. Kaioken, you haven't gotten rid of your inventory, right? Because I know not every.
I got rid of my shield, my other battle axe, my 2 hand axes.
Hold on, you put more than just the weapons and armor that you sold onto that cart, right? I thought that you had put like nearly everything in your inventory on the cart, so that way you could.
I kept the great axe and the great club.
That's what I was just about to say. Is like besides those weapons and a couple of small things. I thought that you had said that like your non-combat belongings, like your backpack and shit like that. I thought that you had taken off as well.
My main thing is I'm just wondering is this stuff that Therai and I are going to be able to carry on our own?
That's what I want to know. What all is on there?
We should have
total, my character sheet has less than 100 pounds on it.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
So I was taking off everything that like I had acquired, and like I thought I had deleted everything, but what I have on my character is like my brew supplies, cooking utensils, herbalism kit, my empty bag of monster parts that shouldn't have any.
So,
actually, I need to get rid of the
and so that's why I was asking about that stuff, is because I don't know what you took off, narratively speaking, to hold the giant club and the great axe and all that stuff. But I don't think it was the shit that, like, I don't think it was all just stuff that you sold at Iron Golem. So, like, the rest of your belongings that weren't sold at Iron Golem, if they are on there, I think that's the only shit that's left.
I mean, maybe there's a great club on there. If I can't carry the great axe and the great club,
well, you can. That's what I was saying. Like you already said that you're still keeping those equipped. Mm-hmm. It's the backpack shit, like the mess kit, the roll, the shit like that. I don't know if you took that stuff off or not, but it sounded like
keep the kits for sure, and my fish and tackle.
Okay, so you're still carrying that stuff and the weapons and the bone dagger. Okay, mm-hmm. That's what because I didn't know what was on the cart that was still yours or not. So would you wouldn't have anything left on this cart then, right?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so then in that case,
we didn't sell a shield or whatever, but
I mean,
damaged hand axes.
Yeah, so
I think we did though. We did sell all that. So
right, and so that's why I was wondering. So in that case, the cart should be completely empty, save for a couple of horses.
Okay. Yeah, except for the stuff that they just bought, which Therai would already be putting onto the saddle of his horse.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
unfastened.
Right.
Yeah. Of course.
So just as a side note, Deus, your horse would communicate to you, just on the cusp, just on the outside range. He would be like, what do I do if they're getting rid of the cart.
What do you mean?
They're getting rid of the cart.
Who's they?
Your party members.
This horse
Oh.
right next to me keeps shitting. What the fuck, man?
Uh,
Do I have to poop too?
I tell Masenko, they're getting rid of the cart.
What? That was a really good cart.
I mean, it
I
wasn't.
mean, you know, it's
The
but
horse.
that's where they are. They're
The
with
horse
cart
goes.
right
The
now.
the horse goes. Do I let them ride me?
No,
Okay.
just walk with them.
Roger.
how do you know that they're getting rid of
Roger.
No, I don't want to ride you. No.
No. So he actually. So Deus
No,
actually has
This
a
is all in my
telepathic.
mind.
Yeah, Deus
Oh,
actually has a
oh,
telepathic link, unlike Xixis,
it would be much funnier though for
Right.
Deus to be speaking up.
No,
No.
ride me.
No, don't
All
let
right.
them ride. Don't let them ride you. And Kaioken's like, I mean,
All right.
that wasn't in the itinerary. You gotta
No.
get me a bit drunk first.
So, Keksi, I assume, not knowing the instructions, that you would try to ride the horse.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's not mine, so I'm not gonna like willy nilly. So I'll slowly approach and like put my hand like on its neck, and then if it doesn't do anything, then I would try to mount.
And so, because it already has like a bridle and everything, and a saddle and everything, so you go on, and then Therai, your horse just goes, and his horse just stays.
No, Therai isn't riding away yet.
No,
I know, but as you start to move, you would recognize the horse doesn't move. It just
Keksi, that one might be hungry. Take some feed from the bag. Offer your hand in an open palm and let it eat from it. That
I
is
know
how-
animals. I know how they eat,
put your hand into the feed bag.
and I'm not.
Slowly cup out a little bit
So,
of grain.
You take you take the feed and you just like put it to its and it just kind of pulls away a little bit. Just like
They're trying to feed me, sir.
He doesn't want it. I put it back in the feed bag because this stuff costs money.
Yeah, this is most strange.
I'm going
Either
to, since it won't let me write it, right?
Let us just walk them. Before we do that,
Therai's going to turn back. The dwarfs are still there, right?
they are leaving the opposite direction.
Did they give us anything?
Yeah, they give you guys a sack of gold.
Master Dwarf,
I
before
have
you leave,
Zach.
a moment more of your time.
I'm sorry, they're tiefling, but we have business to attend to.
Where can we find you?
Right back here, first thing in the morning.
I give him hand thumbs up. Like I understand that they're gonna go do their thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
Therai.
give him head.
As I'm holding the gold in my other hand, the big old smile.
It's just the both of them doing the Konosuba thumb.
All right. So, by the way, Therai, or not Therai, Deus, as you guys, like, you're already walking, you would approach the end of that mile that you have for range, because it's the distance and all that stuff. So you're outside of your telepathic maximum range after that, that thing that you give him. Just so you know. But Keksi and Therai, Keksi, you see you dismounted.
Yeah.
I didn't say I dismounted. I didn't know if he'd even allow me to mount him.
You did mount him, yeah. And then
okay.
I thought as you guys were starting to like move,
Oh, and he didn't move. Then I
Yeah.
got down, tried to give him some food. Yeah. Okay. If he lets me, I would just try and lead him. Then if he's not gonna go while I'm
Okay.
on him.
He begins walking next to Therai's horse, but as you're trying to like lead him, he like pulls away.
Don't you want to find Deus?
Pulls away.
Okay, if you want to stay here and you don't want to find Deus, that's fine. I'd drop the reins.
As soon as you drop the reins, he starts walking next to the horse.
If that's all you wanted, okay.
as his directions were to walk next to them, but don't let them ride you.
Give me 1 second.
I love to think of this horse with like literal human eyes. Like,
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah, 100%. Yeah, he doesn't have horse eyes.
Smallest,
He has
like,
he has what you would think would be Deus's eye, like what you don't know, but what are Deus's eyes. So it's like I think Deus's eyes are silver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this horse has like these massive silver saucers that look incredibly human.
Ooh, creepy.
creepy.
Therai is going to look about.
Zombie.
Should I make a perception check to see if I see anyone in the near vicinity other than the orc?
Well, are you looking for anyone in particular?
Just anyone. Like
There's tons of people. Yeah.
Therai won't.
You
Shit.
find them.
Okay, Therai is going to try and find a secluded area.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Shit. Double shit.
Yeah, I mean you find a little pocket just off the street.
Is this where we're staying for the night?
Keksi, please watch.
Watch what?
Just watch and make sure no one
Looks. And
Looks
Therai
at
is going
what?
to.
God.
looks at me. Don't
Why?
Make sure no. I am going to cast a spell. Really.
Why?
So that Deus and them. Actually, we don't know. We don't know where we are going yet. Okay, you have good
Well,
point.
actually, you do. You told them that you guys all had agreed previously to meet up at the Dockside Community House in Dockside West, which is on the east.
Fair,
End of
okay.
last section.
In fact, you're
Yeah,
the
but
one
we were
that
gonna
told
go-
them to meet there.
Yeah, but we were going to also look for an inn to stay at.
After you guys split up. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you two, if the thing has changed, yeah, let them know.
Yeah, no, Therai is now realizing like they haven't chosen an inn yet.
They did. What was that tavern name that the McGirdle Pants told you about? That has the spice, the adamantine.
Anvil.
adamantine
Be
armor.
the adamantine anvil.
Ah, yes, that is.
But we don't have to do that tonight. We can find the rest of the party
Well-
rest since it's getting late. Like it
If
should
it
be,
is a
we should be
tavern,
reaching
they
close
might-
to like midnight, correct?
If it is a tavern, they might have rooms there as well. More comfier than
Yep.
the community house.
In fact, it's not even a maybe for Therai. For Therai, you know that they have
Yeah.
taverns plus inn is
It is going to be a better sleep for.
Then why not just go get them and then go straight to the anvil instead of going to the anvil, going to get them, and then coming back?
Okay, let us do it then.
so. You
Therai
guys
is
are going
lead her-
to go to
Yeah,
the Dockside Community House
Yep.
in
Mhm.
Dockside West, which is in the east. Okay. Good. So
Good.
you guys take your gold, your gold sack, and you guys begin heading right down to the south. Let's see, Therai, one more time, please. Roll me a D100.
You got
I
it.
I put the sack of money close to my person, just like if I have to shove it in like my clothes.
I'm
or
sure you
whatever.
can find like a backpack or anything, or you know what.
Ooh, nice.
Whoa.
Okay,
Nice. Hell yeah.
we'll come right back to that. Therai, or not Therai, Kaioken, and Deus. Hey, real quick, does anybody want to take a break real fast? What?
But I already went pee, but I could go grab pizza.
All right, let's take a quick break as you guys find yourself in Dockside, heading towards
Hey, Bug.
Dockside Community House in Dockside West, which is in the east. So we just got a legendario roll here from Therai as you two make your way south. No, sorry, we pulled away from you guys as you encounter this silver dragon. No, I'm kidding. As we do a nice fade into. Meanwhile, at the Hall of Doom, Kaioken and Deus, you two are seeing dockside. So, dockside. Welcome to the dark side. You are correct. Let's see here. So, dockside. The Upper Crust District. You guys probably would have heard this in passing, but it's actually called the Non-Parial District. That is the official term. The colloquial term is Upper Crust because that's where all of the rich folks go. That's where the regular city folk are. Where the Non-Parial District has permanent structures and some even multi-storied, the dockside districts are almost entirely made out of tents and public pavilions, and these outdoor areas, right? At either end of these cliff sides, as you all are making your descent, you can see there are a few remaining structures like houses and buildings that have been put up, and they, as far as you could tell, serve all manner of functions. As you guys begin to lower, you can hear all of these different... This sounds like the parking lot of a concert. As you guys come down, there is different musics going on. There are all these different smells from these different cultures and their foods and all this place that's sort of like melding into one big melting pot. As you guys approach this district, just on the outskirts, because you guys aren't actually trying to go into the bazaar as you're trying to go to this community house. You guys are hearing, even from out here, stall owners that are acting as barkers for their own wear, like, oh, get your meats, get your metals, get your precious gems from blah, blah, blah. All of these people that are speaking with these odd dialects, and they're referring to these different countries from around this world. Far off on the edges of Dockside West district towers a community home. It is shoddily built, and it looks like it is beginning to succumb to the constant barrage of sea spray. It looks like it could have been a small school at one point, with multiple windows that some of them are alight from the inside. There's a big middle foyer area that kind of protrudes out from the architecture, with these big red, like it's another set of double doors that are this sort of half circle as you approach. It's very wide with this one tall, it almost looks like a bell tower in the front middle of it. But as you guys are making your way towards it, because you can see it, I assume that Therai at some point had described what it looked like, so that way you guys kind of know about what you're looking for. Or even if you guys came down and asked somebody, hey, where's the Dockside Community House? Everybody would point you over there. Dozens of people, as you're making your way there, are moving crates and goods from all over. You're hearing handshake deals and tit for tats being used as like a currency. I'll trade you these lobsters for like this nets. I'll do this, blah, blah, blah. Even now, it's like almost midnight at this point, and you guys are still finding that this place it feels like Pike Place in the middle of the day, even though it's the middle of the night. The brine smell of the sea mixed with like fragrances from all these different things are assaulting your senses as the motion of these people, like you can see people moving, and it almost resembles the tides waxing and waning as people come through in these massive droves of traffic. As you all are making your way through, you find yourself at this big, huge house. Relatively quiet from the bazaar that you guys just left.
I think this is the place, Deus. Looks pretty nice. Do you wanna go inside and have a drink and wait?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so as you guys approach, you're seeing all of these lights and whatnot that are on. Some of these, as it turns out, are actually holes in the walls. This place, from afar, you're like, oh wow, really nice. Looks like a hotel and everything. As you approach, you're like, oh no, this place is like, what's that word? Dilapidated. Yeah. This place is like shit. Oh, okay. It's garbage. As you guys approach, and you're able to just push open one half of this door. The other half is like, as you go to like do this whole thing, one half just sticks and the other half like opens up, and you're like, oh,
You
okay.
can see the sign that said, "Please use other door."
Well, if they had even cared enough to put a sign, right? As you guys walk in, very much like the foyer of a hotel, there is there's hallway down left, hallway down right, a stairwell to the back behind a desk. And behind this desk is a very similar looking race of people. You remember Zenku. And someone who looks like Zenku is standing behind a desk. And they're just like,
Good evening. We're looking to get rooms for the night for me and 4 other companions. But we're waiting for them to show up. Is there anywhere we could have a bite to eat and something to drink?
we got one meal that we give out for free. And really, there's only one meal at any given day. It's in the morning. It's one breakfast in the morning. By the way, hi, my name is Shang. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Shang. My name's Masenko.
Well,
Deus just nods. Look at
oh, nice to meet you. Mm-hmm. And he like nods sarcastically back at you. That's fine. What you'll find here is, well, you'll find out. You want a room for 5 people?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that for you. You want, do you mind sharing with other people?
I look to Deus and I'm just like, yeah, that's fine.
Perfect. All right, well, one of the only rooms that we have left that'll accommodate that sort of size. We have 2 tenants already staying in it, but it should still be able to fit 5 more. Should be fine. So your room will be up 2nd story, east wing. It'll be the last door, right by the exterior wall. Hey, it even comes with a view of the beach.
Wing.
Masenko, do you remember seeing a beach?
Yeah, we're walking on it.
You know, it's
right.
hard to I understand it's hard to figure out because of the, you're blind and all that, but where you hear the water crashing in, that's called a beach. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yep. So anyways,
Oh, perfect. How much?
Note to self: this entire race is just sarcastic assholes.
Pretty much. Bruno set the precedent.
so how much you got?
Currently I have 12 gold, but I need 8 for tomorrow.
Well, then it's 4 gold.
Deal.
All right.
I give him 4 gold.
He puts it in his pocket and he goes, all right, 2nd floor, east wing, last door.
I guess we'll go up and check the digs.
Okay. Hold on.
What happened?
So, all right. So, as you, I'll explain it later. As you go up through you have to go behind the desk, up the stairs behind him. And he goes, "Have a good night. Try not to disturb your other tenants. We hear banging, sounds of like hammers and saws and whatnot. Don't worry, it's just me trying to stop this place from collapsing. So,
Nice.
we serve breakfast at dawn. I only feed for like an hour, and then if you miss it, you miss it. Good luck." So, and then as you go up, you can hear the sound of coin hitting coin. As you just hear like it sounds like he's like juggling it, and then it goes away. As you go up, you get up to the second floor, and the first door on your right says Therai, permanent residence. The door, as you guys continue, you go down about halfway through on the left side, so facing towards the beach area. It would say Zenku, keep out or I'll kill you.
Oh God.
And then you continue, and then the last door, it's at the very end. It faces like the end of this hallway. Is the one that he directed you to. The door is currently closed, by the way.
Should we go in, or what do you want to do? I kind of wanted to go eat something. I'm really hungry.
Well, we're already here. Let's check it out.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys go in. When you open the door, you know a couple of things. One, this room is barren. What you do see is you see 2 sets of bunk beds that are pressed up as tight as they can against these walls, which create one hallway, like one walkway down. And that's it. It's the door. It opens up to a slight walk in, like almost like a 10-foot hallway-ish, kind of. And then 2 sets of bunk beds that are just like smushed in as tight as they can. They might even have been just built into it. And then that's the only thing. And you see the first bunk on the right has 2 lumps, like of people who are in there.
This looks nice.
Oh, sorry. From the stairs, you hear, "There's no bathrooms. There's an outhouse around the back if you gotta go."
That's not the first time I've had to sleep in tight barracks.
Been a while for me.
All right. So you guys see it. That's
Yeah, head out.
there is one window on the back side. It's like a 2-foot wide window by like a 4-foot tall.
It's like frosted.
It looks like it's a single pane that just like slides up, and you can see the sea. That's kind of cool. But yeah, so you guys shut the door and then you leave.
Yep.
All right. Okay. What do you guys want to do? You want to go check out the bazaar? Do you guys want to go back up to the upper crust, the non-parial?
I want to get back to the party.
The party. Oh, the rest of your party.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, so does that mean that you're going to want to go back up to the district where you guys came from?
Yeah, try to find out where my horse is.
Okay. And then, Kaioken, yeah.
I can't take another step unless I eat something. I'm gonna find a fucking cart that's selling like mini tasty treats, or fish sticks or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay, I'll join you in that. I'm also hungry.
Okay.
Well, they should be coming here. It's getting late. We'll just wait.
So are you gonna go get food, or are you gonna wait?
We'll get food. I forgot about food.
Yeah, go food. Like a turkey leg or something.
We still gotta get food for when the next time we go out.
Yeah, we'll do some light shopping tomorrow. We need more rations.
Okay. Well, in that case, give me 1 sec here. I must consult the sacred texts once again. All right. God, so much clicking around. You guys wanting to explore my world? What is wrong with you? Ugh. All right.
How dare us?
What?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you guys go out, you guys come back down the stairs, and Shang is there. He's like, "All right, well, good luck out there."
Just getting some food. Any advice where to eat?
No, I don't know what you like.
Meat or fish or anything.
You'll find a lot of anything out there. Good luck.
Nice.
Okay. So as you guys go out, I mean, how exotic you guys want to get? Because you see all manner of everything. You see these like half men. Halflings are they're not like a super common sight, but they're not like a rare sight. You know what I mean? there's like a halfling out there's like come back over here, we can get you balls of meat that we got straight from Ubrea. It'd be great if you come over here instead and get some of the breads that we have. Sweet rolls, we have garlic rolls, we have every kind of breads and the pastas you could possibly want.
Ooh, balls of meat and bread, Deus.
You guys also hear you see a couple of like tiefling fellas that are wearing like these incredibly like frilly like what is that? They almost look like they look like, what the fuck is that? Like old southern gentry look, right? Really frilly like come on over here now. We've got ourselves some crawfish. We got catfish. We picked up some kippers. We got all sorts of fried foods over here, all sauteing up in a pan. We got some onions. We got some garlics from over here. You know you can't go wrong when you're shopping over here at the Euphrates, which is their country.
Deus, look, they got catfish and fried everything.
There is these sort of like burlier, low-browed men that are like they're wearing furs and whatnot, and they have like they're all blonde hair, blue-eyed, and they're like we have traveled here farther than any of these people before. Come over here and get some crackly plastic bags filled with fried potatoes. That was why we took a break to eat, was so that way we could get some fried mammoth chips.
Hey, I was feeding a baby, so I didn't get a chance to eat myself.
We have more babies than you can eat. No, he's like, he goes, he's in there, he's like, you can get some
babies. Come get the fast babies.
We're selling grilled mammoth meats as well as their ivory tusks if you wanted some.
That one, Deus.
And then you'll see other things like these fish people, these tritons that are like, they're like, welcome down to the bottom of the sea. Everything is better down where it's wetter. Take it from me, as they're like showing you these massive like swordfish and jellyfish that are all like on skewers and kebabs and shit, and they're like these weird like it smells like nori. Like all of these people are like literally like barkers as they're trying to sell their own shit, and you see they're going to each other's stalls and eating each other's foods and whatnot.
Please tell me that one of these stalls is called the Love Shack.
No.
Deus, I have my reservations in mind, but I would like you to pick where we eat tonight.
he's overloaded with all these different types of food.
Right, and
usually someone who just eats for sustenance.
And not to mention the fact that you're hearing like dialects that you've never heard in your life. They're referencing places that you didn't even know existed. A lot of these food names that they call out, it's like, oh, what the fuck ever that is. I see a meatball on a skewer, and sauces.
A falafel.
So he just grabs some meat. So skewers. He grabs skewers.
Okay. Let's just go down to like the things that I listed then. We've got tieflings, halflings, we've got some Nordic looking men, we've got fish people.
What are the Nordic?
Alright, you're looking for the mammoth.
Yeah, mammoth.
Kaioken, you down for that too?
Yes.
Cool.
The comical steak from Flintstones.
Kind of. Actually, what you get is you get big cubes that are like about 2 inches thick on a side, about 5 of them on a like a stick, like a literal just a stick. They're all basically think of like a rotisserie that has all these little skewers around it, and there's one dude that's just cranking it out as they're like, you look like you know good food when you see it. Would you like to try some?
Yes, please.
Perfect.
Just fucking drooling.
How many would you like?
I want 2 for me.
All right, and for you, blind man. I know you can't see, but I tell you the marbling on the mammoth is the best you will ever find.
I shall also take 2.
So we've got four mammoth kebabs. Perfect. And that will be 8 gold.
Oh. Yep, here you go. It's all my money. So worth it. Mm. I needed this more than anything else. Give me my food.
So he hands you 2 and he hands Deus 2. And he's like, now take a bite, enjoy it, understand exactly. And when you bite into this, you've had goat meat before, right?
Mm-hmm.
It tastes like really super rich goat meat. Not like super gamey. It does have a bit of a gamey taste to it.
Is it goat meat?
No, it's
That's part
not.
of the flavor.
It's not. It's the marbling on this thing is fucking bananas because a very blubber heavy creature, like what they're cutting from, is probably the primo shit. As you're biting it, this you can literally just like peel it off with your mouth as you're eating it. It rips, no problem. You could probably cut it with a spoon, is what I'm saying.
Good choice, Deus. This is the best.
The seasoning on it is not decadent seasoning. It's very minimalist, but what comes out of this flavor is really, really basically it's prime rib. You know what I mean?
Right. Savory.
With just a slight hint of gamey underneath. But yeah, you're eating like 10 2-inch cubes of meat.
Which is so much food.
That's a shitload of meat, just meat with seasonings. How do you like it, my friend?
It's the best thing ever.
You hear that? And he starts calling out. He says it is the best thing ever.
The best thing ever!
Listen to the stone man. If you are any kind of a man, listen to him and come and get the what is that? Mammoth straight from Friashad, the last human civilization on the north. You're muted. Or
I think I was just too
oh,
loud.
you peaked. You literally just screamed it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Trying to give this man some business.
Deus, you do anything, or you just like, are you eating it?
He's fully just into this meat.
Oh yeah, it's the bee's knees, man. Would you like to have some more? Oh,
I don't think I can afford it. I have no money. But this has been wonderful. I'll be back in the morning.
Do you accept blessings as payment?
I accept trade.
Possibly curing your disease, if you have any.
Give me a persuasion check.
Just reminds me of the Lord of the Rings with the trolls. I'm full of worms. You don't want to eat me.
You know, the trip around here, I had to go over the rest of the entirety of the continent. I've spent 8 months at sea. What can you do to cure my and you see like lifts up a leg, and his leg has like red veins coming up, like from his boot. You can see it's starting to kind of turn discolored. He's like, I caught me the scurvy and the sea diseases. Likely he's talking about like trench foot. He thinks it's scurvy, but
it's a disease.
Yeah. If you can cure me, I would appreciate it very much, and I would give you more food, as that is all I brought on the journey.
Yeah, he fuck. Forgot this is magic.
I didn't.
I didn't.
So he starts thinking.
Actually, never mind. I can't.
He pulls out his canteen.
Okay.
This is healing waters from the deep south. It is said to be able to cure fisherman diseases, any such as what you're experiencing yourself. May I As he kind of holds it out and like motions towards his leg.
Give me a deception check. Hey, will you do me a favor? Will you roll me a d20 now before you do that? He's going to have a +3 to his insight.
Alright.
Now, I'm going to explain to you why I'm going to have her roll a d20 at advantage. Is because this guy is a sailor, he is a fisherman. So, if you're
From
giving
the
him
deep south, because he's from
right, but if there is a concoction that can cure any fisherman disease, like you said, then there's no way he wouldn't have heard about a healing water.
I haven't heard about this snake oil.
Right. So, roll me a d20 twice and take the higher of the two.
Oh,
As he is going to try to insight your deception.
sailor. Oh,
That's a natural.
Oh my god.
He goes.
Same.
So that's a natural 20 plus 3, so that's 23.
Yeah. I'm
As-
ready to attack.
So he goes, I have traveled the entirety of the northern hemisphere. By this point, I would have heard of something so valued as a potion that could cure fishermen's diseases from the south or anywhere on this planet. Well, he wouldn't say planet, he'd say world.
Are you saying that I've been tricked when I bought this?
Roll me a deception check.
Try number 2. Oh crap today, boys. 16 turned into a fucking 6.
Ooh.
He goes,
Yikes.
I'm telling you,
Fucking charismatic paladin to fuck it up.
if you were not new to this place, you would already know. Everybody tries such tricks on everybody else around here. Take it as your first lesson, boy. Those of us who are returning to the great bazaar of Dockside and Karan, we are already wise into street urchins and various ruffians of the sort. Well, at least I got your friend's gold. And I gave you my food. Now please, don't lie to me any further, especially that of which you do not know what you're talking about.
He
Kaioken's
nods.
just going, oh, you were lying about that?
Well, if you'd have said that before.
I'm gonna try one more time. What? Boys. I apologize. Will you accept just a brief prayer and a handshake? As
In the-
form of an apology.
An apology, yes, of course.
I apologize. As he holds his hand up.
He goes to reach for your hand.
I'm going to use my last what are those fucking things called?
Your sorcery point?
Sorcery point to subtly cast Lesser Restoration.
So what does your lesser restoration look like? Because last
It
time,
just says you touch a creature.
last
and
time
one
you
disease
used it on
affecting-
Brenna, there was a visual effect that went off.
Yeah, I mean, if his leg is still showing that shit, I mean, you'd see it go away.
Right.
It
But
depends on
no,
if I
what
can
what
pay
I'm
attention
saying
to
is
it.
last time when you touched Brenna to cure him of the curse of the Fomorian, there was a light that went off.
I mean, I flavored it, but that's not a part of the spell if you look at it.
Okay, so you're saying that this time it's a different casting. Okay.
I mean, it's
That's fine. That's
it's a
fine.
subtle casting.
It's okay. Sure. Which means that you don't need a verbal or a somatic component. That's fine. That's fine. You want to change how the spell looks? All right. Gotcha. So you do that. And I need you to roll me a 2d6 to see how he's going to take this. because he just called you out for lying to him, and then now you shake his hand and his foot goes back to health. He looks absolutely fucking stunned. As you can imagine, he was in some sort of discomfort before. He shakes your hand in apology, and now all of a sudden, his foot feels 100% better.
Okay, he's just going to like not wait around and just kind of walk off and like kind of motion for Kaioken to follow him.
As you see this man just and
I follow
Deus and Kaioken, they skedaddle out of there.
Eating, like fucking shoving them, like
Right.
like bird gulleting it.
So, okay, so you guys leave. We are going to cut back to Therai and Keksi,
Who are not casting spells.
who almost cast spells.
Who almost
Who didn't cast spells, but almost cast
Almost
spells.
cast
Perception.
But didn't.
Silly man.
Okay. So, you two are making your way down to dockside to go scoop up your companions, right?
Yes.
You pieced out the dwarves. You now know. Are you? Yep. They're going somewhere. Probably just to go have nice words and
Fight words.
realizations.
Boy.
So you guys make it to Therai. You already know what's coming. You guys make it to the spot where you can either, where you can either walk down the stairs or you can take the lift. With the horse, you can't take the stairs.
We have the horses.
Yeah.
We have to take the lift.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I promise you, Keksi, view of the ocean from up here is amazing.
I'm excited.
So, that being said, as you guys approach, the guard goes, 2 steeds, 2 passengers. Yep. That's a
Yes,
question?
sir. Yes.
All right. That'll be 10 gold.
Give him 10 gold.
Thank you. Okay. And then you guys load on. There's a little bit of time as people are loading up, all that stuff. Carriages, carts, or not, carriages, carts. Yeah,
From up here, Therai is pointing out, like, oh, yes, that is community house right there, and
Yeah.
bazaar and all that.
You're
And
showing,
then pointing out, like, the mirage of the sea line meeting
exactly. Yep.
with the sky. Yeah, like, he's pointed out, and he's like, you can't see it too well, but if you look very closely, you can see where water is. And at the very edge of horizon where your eyes can see. And then where the sky starts. It is very minuscule. You have to have good eyes.
And you see exactly.
Points.
Yeah, you see exactly. I mean, to you, it looks like a full sheet of stars, and then
Yeah.
as your vision looks down, there are ships, and then as you get closer, you can hear the crash. You can see the ripples in the waves as the waves like pick up and whatnot. Yeah. So, you guys begin making your descent.
Descending.
About 10 minutes or so. Don't forget that camera when you come back. 10 minutes or so, and you guys reach the bottom with a... And you guys are on dockside west in the east.
Ooh. Why do they call it Dockside West in the east?
Well, so it is on... Tell me if this is correct. It's on the east side of the city. But they call it Dockside West because it was the west side of the docks originally.
If you're a ship and you're facing it, dockside east. But if you're on the land and you're facing the sea, dockside west. You know what I mean? So it's like stage left, stage right.
Okay, I get it.
But
And what way are we going to?
Oh, we are just going to go find the Masenko and Deus.
I'm
And
sorry.
then-
This entire time, it should have been dockside east, which is in the west, because you guys are on the west side of the,
Okay, so what direction are we going to get to the dockside west house on the east?
Wet
As,
east.
as she looks to
We're heading wet east.
show
Yeah.
her where to go.
Therai is just like, just follow me and the horses. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's gonna start leading her that way.
Yep. And so you
Keep your eyes open. They might. It is late at night. They might be out seeing the sights as well.
So you lead her. It's really not that, like, you guys kind of bypass the actual bazaar. You're on the outskirts of it as you turn more west towards the cluster of buildings that are pushed farthest away from said bazaar, and you go to the dockside community house, which has, looks like a school with a steeple in the middle. Kind of, it's like a bell tower. Big red door. You see, actually, the door part, like the one side that opens up, is already open. It's just cracked ajar. It's welcome home, Therai.
On our way, would we have, with perception, maybe seen Kaioken and Deus?
I wouldn't imagine so, because they worked their way into the actual bazaar to get to where they're at.
Okay.
And then Kaioken and Deus, did you guys leave back towards the community house, or did you go?
No, I think we got our food and we were gonna go back and like wait out front.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what he said.
Gotcha. Just wanted to make sure that you guys weren't going to the opposite end and, continuing through the bazaar. But okay, yeah. So actually, this might be kind of about right, because you guys wouldn't have spent too much time. That interaction only took a few minutes, as you guys all reconvene back. And more or less, you guys kind of meet right about the same time as everybody approaches the dockside community house.
Yeah, they're eating some meat, and then Deus still has like an extra one in his hand.
Ah, companions, it is good to see you. So, we
Hello.
learned a great many things, as well as we still have enough gold. And it came to my attention that maybe sleeping here might not be the best idea for you all, especially long days on the road. A better bed than here might be good.
Also, we found the dwarves and we gave them back their cart, but we also kind of told them, like, unintentionally and innocently, that that one guy has a bunch of mithril, and apparently that was their mithril, and they were very upset. But they paid us for the information, and I asked them if they could, like, maybe leave our names out of it, because we still have to pick up all of our stuff from that guy.
Yeah, tomorrow. I hope he's, still has his hands working.
Yeah.
Dwarves are very particular of their things.
They were very shaky at the
Yeah,
end.
that's the rage setting in. They do that.
As a barbarian, I know what I see
Oh
when I
no,
hear
he's
about
also
rage.
very, very familiar with dwarves,
Yeah.
especially Estrian dwarves.
Yeah, they like to just tear people apart with their armor and shake on them violently. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
As there were 4 dwarves, 2 on horses, or 2 leading the horses and 2 standing, and then they're just pulling on the spiked mail as they're like, hup, 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 hup. No, I'm kidding. They weren't wearing any armor that you guys saw.
They're sharpening their axes as they walk.
I don't know, like, how much they gave us, because they didn't really tell us. I just know it's a lot. And like she like
They gave us a significant amount.
Discreetly shows the bag and then covers it.
An amount we should not show anywhere except for private rooms.
What do you do?
I paid for us to stay here also.
Hey, Therai.
Pretty good price, really good price.
You do not. Who did you pay? Show me this man.
The front desk, man.
Deus, can you watch the horses, please? Deus and Keksi.
I look at my horse. Watch that other horse.
Got it, boss.
Make sure he doesn't poop everywhere, please.
I am watching this horse.
Let me know if anything happens.
Stares at the horse. Just, what are you doing?
Anything
He's
out of the ordinary happens.
gotcha. Okay.
Therai is going to give a pat to his horse, and then
Kaioken, show me this man that you paid.
That was the guy in the front desk.
No. We are going to go inside. You are going to show me specifically.
Let's go.
Should I wait?
Alright.
Should I wait out here? I don't mind waiting out here. There's so much stuff going on.
If you want to explore,
I'm not going far. I'm just staying put and watching. I will get lost.
Luna is very personable horse. She should not be too hard to handle. Kaioken and I have to, Masenko and I have to deal with people who are overly generous. Yes.
Okay. So, Kaioken and Therai, you guys go inside. Sitting there, Shang's at the desk, and he goes, "Hey, wise guy, wise man."
Kaioken, is this the man who has done it to you?
Yeah, that's Shane. I gave him my money.
All right. What about it? He gave me money.
Did you tell him to pay you money?
I did not tell him to pay me money.
I did ask how much a room was, and he asked how much I had. And then I told him I needed 8 gold for tomorrow. And then I gave him 4 gold.
All I said was, then 4 gold. I meant 12 minus 8 equals 4.
So let me get this straight. You did not tell him directly that it is 4 gold, but you led him to believe that it is 4 gold for a room.
Hey, wise man, a sucker's born every day. It's not my fault. Look, you know as well as I do, we got 5 silver that I get every month to keep this place afloat. And I'm cooking a bowl of creamy oats for everybody that stays here every day. You know how much 20 pounds of oats cost? 5 silver a month.
And you get every single coin that I do not use for healing purposes in city. I give to you.
Like I said, sucker's born every day. Look. I am what I am, all right? I am what I am.
No, you keep the gold. It's nothing.
See?
It's fine. If it helps, that's...
Look,
we can
wise guy.
write it off on text. We can write it off on text.
Here, look. I promise that I will use most of it to go to repairs for this building. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Look, don't hate the player, hate the game. You know what I mean? All I'm saying. Also,
is Therai and this guy like pretty chubby?
Yeah, you guys are. Yeah. It's pretty much this. It's pretty much that. It's just like this is a guy who's on like the changing his life, like straightening it back up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's a regular.
Therai is going to look to Kaioken.
Well, like I said, this is good place for me to rest, but I am not in need of sleep. You have been on road for a long time. Keksi and I were thinking about it and think maybe better beds might be better place.
Whatever you think. I don't mind. It's okay.
It is getting quite late.
Deus just kind of shrugs as well.
Deus is outside, right? Oh, he came in?
Right.
Oh, okay. Deus, yeah, because he said watch the horse, then Deus said watch the other horse, and so he came in. Okay.
All right, let's go get
Keksi says that?
Keksi and let's go get Keksi and go up to adamantine.
So-
and
I'm
I
just
have
watching the horse watch the other horse.
yeah,
Hey, my horse just.
it's a great security system we have set up here.
The one horse is starting to feel
Infallible.
like a prey,
Yeah,
the other one's a
what the
predator. Like,
What the fuck is going on here? I gotta shit.
So-
God damn it!
Therai mentions the adamantine anvil. And Kaioken, do you remember the adamantine anvil?
I do.
So,
Do you remember?
just as you remember, Kaioken would remember the adamantine anvil.
Oh, really? They're still open. What about? Hey, can we go to Magbucks on the way? I'm really thirsty from all the mammoth grease.
You have
It's
no
like
idea
a
what
really-
a magbucks is. No,
Really thick
yeah,
coating on
Therai
my
doesn't.
throat. And maybe tomorrow you can show me where the closest Hearth and Depot is, because I gotta get some stuff. Got plans.
My friend, I think there is a great person who would love to meet you, but not tonight. It is too late.
Yeah,
Let us go. Let us go and get proper rest and proper ale as well.
and drinks. I'm in morning. Let's go.
Yes, and drinks.
Okay. So,
As like Therai is gonna wait for both Deus and Kaioken to leave before he flashes Shane the bag of gold and then walks out the door with them.
Shang just, you see his eyes just, and you hear as you're leaving, oh, Zenku's gonna love this. As you guys head out.
Whoa.
As soon as they're outside as soon as like Therai is outside the door, he is immediately going to take the bag of gold and give it to Kaioken.
Does
We had
anybody
to
have a
use some-
passive perception higher than 17 or higher?
I do. It's 18.
Anybody else?
Is
Okay.
that-
So then yes.
No, I do not.
So then yes. Kaioken, you would hear this.
As he's putting this bag in my hands, I'm like, wait, you said Zenku, right? Or no,
Yes.
you didn't hear him. Or you do know who Zenku is?
Would he? Therai would have heard him
Yeah.
mention Zenku, right? Yeah.
There was a door that said Zenku stuff, don't touch it or I'll kill you.
Yeah. It said
Yes,
Zenku's
Zenku.
room, don't, yeah.
Zenku is staying here right now. He is a friend.
Oh,
Well, you know that Zenku has a permanent room here. He comes and goes because he works for the Four Talents, so he's always on the job,
Yeah.
or he's, you know what I mean?
I get up to Deus and Keksi as we're I'm like, Zenku fucking lives here. He took off and then he just stays here sometimes. We should
Yes,
bother him.
he Zenku is like I am. Zenku works more for jobs, off and on. Whereas I work as guide, healer, general, all around nicer kind of jobs.
oh,
Huh.
It is two sides of the same coin. You know, you have met Zenku then.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. We traveled with him.
Oh,
Kind of an asshole sometimes.
everyone is a little bit of an asshole.
Yeah,
You're
you know, everyone has that side to him.
asshole is like opinion. Everyone has one.
Yeah. Some people have two assholes.
The same.
Yeah, that's
What's
right.
in this bag? Hey, what's in this bag?
So, anyways, Kaioken, that is bag of gold from the Jeremy.
Oh,
Yes, that is. We had to buy some supplies. I think you will like what we got. I will show you later.
okay.
But other than that, yeah, I figured I'd give you gold, especially now that they've seen it.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'll hold on to it.
So you have
This is-
155 gold added to your
Whoa.
inventory. Well, you had
Whoa.
100, it's 195 is what you
Yeah.
were paid out, and then minus 40, so it's 155 left is what's in that bag.
Sure, yeah, I'll hold on to this. Cool. I was just broke a second ago.
Now you are rich.
Well, now we are still rich. Yeah, let's go. Adamantine
Either-
anvil.
yes.
Let's go.
Yes,
So-
they will have drinks, food, and bed.
So the adamantine anvil, is back to the north side of the town.
Mhm.
Um,
The north-south side.
no, the actual north side. So it's actually located between the non-parial district and the agriculture district. So you guys weren't that far away when you were there. So you went all the way back. So you have to go all the way back up. But luckily for you guys, Deus.
What?
D100, my man. Please. Because there's always something to be found.
What about the roll that we made earlier?
Halfway.
Okay. Your history check?
No, the two.
The two.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Forgot.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Oh my god.
I am so sorry. Then we're going to say that it happens now. Give me a sec. Let me get back to it. There's always something that you can run into. Haha. Jesus Christ, that scared me. My phone's got a ghost in it and it's broken. Let's see. Okay. I see. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, Anthony has hands, and he uses them for holding.
Therai.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I am going to need you to roll me a 1d2 in roll 20 and tell me what you get.
Favorite.
Shut the fuck up. I can't believe this. Don't watch.
Oh,
Don't watch this
small
part.
bag of cards.
Don't watch this part. Don't watch this part.
2.
Okay, look that way. Hold on. I need you to roll me a 1d4. Shut the fuck. Oh my god.
Ooh.
1.
So, yes, you. Okay, you begin making your way back, and hey, you have to pass by the outskirts of the bazaar in order to get to the lift, right? That's just how the roads go. As you're passing by, Therai, there's a set of crates that are outside of a tent. This tent is empty. There's nothing underneath it. It looks like someone is packed up for the night. There's a set of 3 crates. On these crates, there's a little bag. Only you notice it as you guys are making your way past.
Therai is going to look at the bag.
This bag is pretty decorative. It almost looks like it has like a little it looks like a book bag kind of. It has like a flap that comes over. The decorations on it and the coloring on it are very they're very obvious, right? The patterns are odd. They almost look like Native American. What you would know as Native American, like the patterning, like the colors and all that stuff. It's just sitting in a shadow of a crate.
Is there any identification on it or no?
Nope.
Give me 1 second. What did we decide on that special rule of the rise? Was that a constitution or was that a...
It was a charisma or wisdom, but
Not.
hey man, you
not
got
the
a
one that we're
bag
talking
sitting
about
here.
tonight.
Your hat, yeah, it was a charisma or a wisdom, but okay. Let's go with the wisdom.
Therai is going to try and tuck the bag away so that it is more secluded and hidden.
Out of sight?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Then you guys continue.
Wait,
All right.
didn't both of them see it?
Nope.
Or was
it
it
was just the Therai because it was his roll of a 2.
Damn it.
All right. You guys continue on. You make it to the lift. You're gonna take that lift up.
I think going up's going to be funner than going down.
All right.
This is my first time going up.
Me too. This is great.
So you all are waiting in queue. Down comes this lift. Everybody offloads and they go, all right, let's go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 horses. That's going to be 13 gold. You pay the 13 gold?
I got it.
All
I
right.
got it.
You give the guy 13 gold, and it loads up a couple other carts and whatnot. And it very slowly lifts up first. You see like the ropes, they never stayed, they never went slack, right? They keep this thing taut and then they raise it. And as it does, you feel the initial lift off go as everything kind of gives you almost like that sea sickness kind of vibe, right? Where it's like everything's moving as it steadies up and goes up at 10 minutes up. And Kaioken, give me a and Keksi too. Give me a perception check. I didn't expect that to happen.
I almost got a natural 20 again. I got 16.
6. The both of you guys would look down. You would see this small, like, as you guys are lifting off. Hold on. As you guys are lifting off, you see this collection of people running the direction, like, from the bazaar. Not running, they're kind of briskly walking towards the community house, like, in that direction.
Mhm.
Headed by that Norseman that you guys saw, and he's like pointing over in this direction as you guys lift up and away.
I wonder what the commotion's about.
Hey, that meat man was heading to that house, Deus.
Meat man.
They don't look like they're heading straight to that house. They look like they're just heading like it from that car or that compass direction towards like to the west or whatever. But
I think
they're
they
hitting
want to
the
give
end.
us more smoked meat because they're all flailing these big bones with smoking
No,
meats.
they're not. It's not a mob going around. It's just it's probably about like 6 to 8 people who are just sort of like moving. As you guys pull away, it takes about 10 minutes up, and you guys exit the lift. And now you begin making your way up. It'll take about another hour. So at this point, it's almost 2 in. In fact, it might even be past 2 in. It goes down there, spend some time walking through, doing that whole thing. Oh yeah, it's like 2:30. Maybe even about 2:45 almost.
If it has like any vibes like New York, like you're not tired. If it's a bustling city.
There's always something to.
What are the vibes?
Well, there's always so much excitement, right? That's happening. Like, because the rest of you guys, besides Therai, like Therai might even be a little bit bored because it's always going, right? Like but the rest of you guys, yeah. There's there's people and things everywhere.
It's the Hillary Clinton gift.
Right. Yeah. So you guys make your way up. You make your way around. It's about 3:00 by the time you guys get there. 3 in. And you see. Hold on. Once again, I am asking for pew. All right. Here we go. So, from the outside, this looks like a traditional fantasy tavern. Made out of wood. This is a 3-story tall building surrounded by windows. There's windows and shutters everywhere, right? The shutters that flip out. There's a couple of them that are open on the first floor, a few of them here and there on the second floor, and on the third floor, there's like maybe 1 or 2 from the front. The first 2 floors have a porch out front where you can see even at this time, various patrons are sitting there drinking, having a good time, talking and laughing and whatnot. And then it says out front, it says adamantine anvil. And it's got an anvil that has been painted a slight green. You guys want to go in? All right.
Hell yeah.
I assume you guys are going to tie off the horses.
Yeah, Therai's gonna tie up the horses.
I feel like Kaioken would be leading the way since he was probably pretty
Is it
excited.
gold?
Remember this
Deus,
place. Go ahead.
Deus, we tried to feed your horse earlier, and it would not eat.
It's not real.
Could have fooled me, it looks real enough. Well, okay, more feet for Luna then. Okay, it's good.
And Therai is going to tie the horses up.
So you guys tie Luna. As you approach the front door, it's interesting because Kaioken's used to this place from his own time. Therai's used to this place from the current time. So both of you guys kind of start making your way up same time because you guys have both been here. There's a big wooden sign, and this is like old. You could tell this thing has been refinished and restained and refinished and restained. It says, rules of the house. 1, neutral ground. 2, no magic. But you see that sign has been like marred away. It looks like someone literally just took something and just like drug a line through it, roughly. 3, pay before you leave. 4, if you find yourself in a fight, any damages are billed to you. 5, any non-payment of any bills at all will result in the immediate dismemberment or punishable by death. And then you see like a little dash and it goes, or jail time. But that is clearly newer than the rest of that. And Kaioken, you would remember a time where that rule didn't have or jail time.
Something familiar. I love it.
You guys enter, you push open the doors, and the tavern is pretty busy. You can see that the interior is made up of the two bars, one on the first and one on the second floor. The second floor is made of a full round banister, like the banister goes all the way around the top, with tables and chairs. All around the perimeter of the first floor there's more seats and shit. In the middle of the first floor is a few round tables with that are similarly placed. There's patrons there. There's a couple of barkeeps and whatnot. But the dead center of the floor has a long table with a couple of short tables placed in like a weird pattern around it. There are a few barkeeps that are on the second floor and about a half dozen different barmaids that are darting around back and forth between the two floors. On every wall is a lantern light, so this place is brighter than dim light, but it still has like mood lighting. There's 4 like tree posts that have similarly burning lanterns in the middle. They literally just like they're up, standing, and then they have lanterns all around them. There is a giant symbol of an anvil set in the floor. It's a big, huge circle. It looks like it is made out of metal, as opposed to the rest of this that is wood. And you hear from the first floor bar, "Welcome, weary travelers. You have finally made it to the adamantine anvil. I bid you come, grab a drink, get some food for your bellies, relax, for you're in the safest place in all of the world." Behind the bar, there's this middle-aged man that is just massive, this huge frame. He's got this lower cut dark hair with thick but like a groomed beard. He's got this big, huge, wide, toothy grin, almost like what's his name, Baloo from the Mickey Mouse cartoons, right? He's like got these super piercing light blue eyes, and he's got this massive he's got a flannel button down with the top 3 buttons are undone, and he's got this massive patch of chest hair that's coming out. This dude's like all lumberjack man, right? He's cleaning some glasses and some bowls, like he's doing the barkeep cleaning shit all the time, right? But every time, like every movement of his arms is like this huge, like corded muscle that shows that like This dude's been through some shit, and he's like Kaioken strong, right? But he has this massive, like, perfectly spherical gut. And he goes, "My name is Banin Andar the Third. You all look like adventurers to me. Good. You guys are my favorite type of people. What can I get for you?" And he's saying, you guys just entered, and he is like booming this voice all like even over this. You guys hear him super clearly.
I'll either take a gutbuster, scutton, or whatever you have for house draft.
Gutbuster it is. I like your style. That's one we don't get very often, except for those dwarves. Do you guys want to take a seat and all that stuff and do some stuff?
Dave sits and continues eating that big piece of meat.
All right. So yeah, the skewer with all the 5 big chunks of you're still yeah. What do you guys want to drink? Gutbuster. We've got what, ales? You guys want something hard? We've got rums from just imported from all over the place. We've got some
Keksi, they might have a pecan porter. I think you might like it.
A what?
A pecan porter.
I don't know what that is. You hear?
Okay, they don't.
Just
Do you have anything like fruity?
we got a mead.
I'll take
Been
a mead.
infused with blueberries.
Ooh. Can you like warm it slightly?
Sure. Yeah, we could do that.
Okay,
Sets up-
cool.
He has like a metal stove. Right? Think of like a wood burning stove.
Yeah.
He's got like a bunch of that, like stacked next to each other. As he puts a pot, pours some mead into it, and then like lights it with some like kindling and shit. He actually, really what it is, it's a wood burning stove, and he opens up one of the holes for the burner, so it just like fire right onto it.
Cool.
Nice.
I will take a gutbuster.
All right, 2 gut busters. What about you, sir? I'm over here. And he's speaking to Deus. It's like,
Oh,
He kinda, like-
thirsty.
And kind of his head pops up from behind the meat skewer.
are you thirsty, or you want something other than?
Do you have any mead?
Oh yeah, we got a blueberry mead.
I'll take that.
Perfect. So 2 meads, 2 gut busters, coming right up. And so, you guys are sitting there. Anything you guys want to talk about while you wait for your drinks?
Kaioken. Oh, sorry, Deus. Speak first.
I was just wondering how, when that tower you guys were in.
How?
Oh, a lot.
Oh.
The Arcane Eye. So Keksi was cursed, and it was still afflicting her.
Really?
We
Even after
removed it.
death?
Yep.
Wait, did you tell her she died?
Keksi.
No, we have not spoken about it.
No, we haven't really talked about it.
So,
We have not had the chance yet. Keksi,
There was a cost,
oh.
though, that we need to talk about maybe later. Let's fill in some of the holes first. So
Yeah, I don't really feel like comfortable talking about like my personal business around a bunch of people that I don't know.
yeah,
All
that's
right,
Maybe
here
you should,
those
no,
are.
I'm just kidding.
He goes, all right, here those are. Clink, 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 clink. And
do you, good sir, have a private room?
I mean, yes, if you're willing to pay for it. It's a room for the night upstairs, 3rd floor.
How much?
Well, is it just the 4 of you?
Yeah, I think so.
and horses.
Out front.
The horses are fine. I don't care about those. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8 gold for all 4 of you for one night.
I can pay.
That's a good deal. I mean, I could do it.
Oh, I mean, I haven't really spent any money today. I don't mind covering for tonight. If you want to cover drinks,
Okay,
Do you
I
have
got
any
drinks.
diseases?
perfect. I'll hand over 8 gold then.
Did you hear Deus?
No, what did he say?
Deus,
Do you have any diseases?
Deus, that might be a personal question you don't want to ask.
Oh,
Because I'm asking to fuck you.
if you really did ask him that, tell
I
me.
mean, yeah, he really did ask him.
Oh, okay. That was a joke.
I suppose alcoholism and a love for fistfights would be my disease. But I don't know if you can cure me of that.
He looks confused. Like, this is like medieval times. Like, mental issues aren't a thing.
Kexi's gonna finish her mead quickly because it is so late, and suggests that we go to bed soon.
We should retire, yes.
This gutbuster's gonna put me out. I haven't drank one in a long, long time.
That's
Slams
the
it.
thing we must.
Slam it?
Yeah, he tries to fucking slam it.
Holy shit, give me that constitution check with
He's probably
advantage.
gonna, like, cough in his cup.
Con save with
this-
advantage because you're used to Gutbuster.
Seeing this, Therai is also
Oh, no, I'm
going
not.
to
Oh,
do the
no,
same.
I'm not. It was a 4 and then a natural 1.
Oh,
Therai is also
Oh,
going to do the same,
real low.
seeing Kaioken do this.
Been about over 100 years.
Therai is also going to slam his.
Yeah.
Give me
I'll Deus will also slam.
Therai, give me a con save, not a check. Give me a con save at
Got it.
disadvantage because you're not used to Dwarven Gutbuster.
You got this.
Okay. And Deus, go ahead and give me a con save, just a straight con save, because you're just slamming mead. Keksi, are you also slamming yours?
Yeah, I'm ready to go to bed.
Okay.
Con?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
We all cough in our cups.
Okay.
Like,
So, Deus, this is fine. It's fine. This is good. It's really strong, but it's your gut's good for it. Kaioken and Therai and Keksi.
All that mammoth meat is so
You
gonna
don't really realize how harsh this is until you're getting the aftertaste burps.
Yeah.
And Bainan goes, "Whoa, you guys might want to get upstairs fast then, because that Gutbuster, that'll probably be hitting full force before you get to the door."
I had about 1.5 pounds of greasy meat. The rest was like lean, tasty, marbly meat, but the rest was so greasy.
I
All
am not
right.
drunk.
Piss pot, gotta go.
So, you guys go. He tells you what rooms. You've already given him the 8 gold. He even gives you a single key. You guys go running upstairs. And it's 3 stories, so you have to do fucking 3 flights of stairs. And you guys get up there, and just as you get to the top, the 3 of you guys, your head is swimming. You're doing the oh no, and you guys are all like, uh-oh.
I'm
Deus,
sweating.
you're watching.
after the exercise.
You're essentially you're on a good buzz, but you're watching the 3 drunk people, and you're essentially the sober guy.
I'm crawling
The
up like a
designated
dog
driver.
up the
I
stairs.
just look for my own bed.
Yeah. So when you get up there, this room is actually really nice. It's like the penthouse suite, man. You guys got your own bathroom. There is a single chest of drawers with 2 bunk beds and then 1 like queen size bed on its own.
He just goes top bunk.
You gonna disrobe first?
Oh right, yeah. He I guess it's been the 5-minute start.
Yep.
Unscrewing everything.
So the rest of you guys,
He goes crotch first though.
It's like opposite.
let's see.
Like Mickey
I would
Mouse.
love for. Are you guys going straight to bed, or are you going to try to have a drunken conversation?
No, it's going to be a drunken conversation.
Okay.
Or at least Therai is going to try to.
Keksi is not interested in
Okay.
talking.
So it's 12:35. Do you guys want to continue to the next morning or no?
I think this is a good
Good time to.
I was hoping you'd say that. So, I need Keksi, Therai, and Kaioken to all roll me. Let's
Death saving
see.
throws.
No, it would be.
Alcohol poison.
It would be. All three of you guys just roll me a d20.
D20.
Going.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
Bing bang, bing bang.
Natural 1.
Okay.
we got the I got the middle ground. There's a nat fail and a nat and a nat 20.
And that is where we are going to end it. As 3 people collapse onto the bed, one of which is oof boy. But
Yeah, she's like, you know what? I feel fine. As Kaioken barfs in her mouth.
oh god.
It's gonna go look out the window.
It's just all over the place.
So
The next morning, they're all gonna wake up.
I
Room
think
covered
this
in green.
was fun. But
That was a good set.
yeah, we kind of do that thing where the camera just sort of like goes through the ceiling and like as we executive producer Dick Wolf.